It's gonna give me problems for no reason.
Because, yeah, I established this
You just-
area. Oh, it's live, so no phantom stream.
Oh, wow.
I established this area right after we had the issue with the lag crisis. And we were thinking about bringing the outer realm into the inner realm. So I kind of wanted to get my areas claimed just in case we were going to bring the outer to the inner. And so I kind of wanted this to be the far section of the Terian Empire. We will never like go past this point, basically.
Right.
And
Yeah. I see.
one of the reasons we had set up here is this was we've seen a lot of weird terrain in this. We saw like a corrupt village, and there was two village houses split in half, and it was an oak village, and it was right here. They were both split in half, and I turned half of the oak house into this, and then the archer turned half of the oak house into this. So it was a weird village that we made houses out of, basically. So I made this one, the archer made that one.
I know it's a meme comment, but I'll answer anyway. No, I don't actually think I've ever tried a Big Mac. In all seriousness, thank you, chat.
Yeah.
That's a serious answer. Okay.
There,
Sorry.
that is an important question to answer. Because I don't think I actually have ever either, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about,
Right?
huh? To be fair, I don't like hamburgers, so there is that. That is a fact of the matter.
But yeah, I just made a little tower thingy and put a bed up top. So there's not much built up purity plains. A lot more was going to happen. And then the realm kind of hit a stalemate for a while. And nothing really happened here. So. But
yeah, I was kind of wondering because I had never really heard about this when you were talking about it. I was like, "What the fuck is he talking
and
about?"
as well,
Purity Plains. I've never heard of this.
There's a reason why you haven't heard of it. It is called Purity Plains. It is basically the only foot in the Terian Empire where an amphibian has never stepped until now, until outside of the lore. An amphibian has never been here. That's kind of the purpose of it. Is it's supposed to be pure, like supposed to avoid wars, basically, which is obviously kind of drawing attraction with it, saying, "Oh, it's the most peaceful area." But
yeah,
that was the plan, was to make it the most civilized area ever. It was going to be what Cobble Coast is now, like the area where I just dedicate a lot of time into, and I never put much into it. I only have, these are the only two houses. This is the one that me and Instinct built.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give him a look around now. Okay, by the way, yes, I'll get one. I will be willing to try it one day. We'll try the Big Mac. I'll see how it is, but I don't know. Every once in a while, I can tolerate a cheeseburger. I just really don't like ground beef. I don't like the texture. I don't know what it is. I much prefer chicken, so.
And this is where all our bullshit is, basically. You can tell how great of a civilization this was.
I like this house. This is nice.
Yeah, he kicks pretty hard.
Yeah, Purity Plains. Founded by OJ and Truth.
That's Porter's horse.
Yeah, Porter's horse. The horses, they founded the civilization.
I don't know, yeah, because we were on them, I guess, yeah. That's the lore, I guess. Don't know really how that works, but anyhow. Then there's this little shed over here that I had built. This was just going to be a little mini storage system.
Oh, I see. I like it. It's like a stable looking thing.
I think it actually turned out pretty well. And then this is just a little farm right here.
I actually really like the concave farm. That's cool.
So now that I think about it, it's not very accessible to harvest, but it looks kind of cool.
Fuck no, but it looks sweet.
You get the concept.
Sometimes that's all that matters.
Where the water flows too. Pretty cool.
Well, don't worry, man. You keep burger maxing. I respect it. I love me some fucking chicken sandwiches, though. Chicken sandwiches with bacon. That's some good shit. That's what I live off of.
So this is one of the first, or this is the first Terian post office. This was a new kind of concept with the Terian Empire. It's this little building right here. There's kind of a book that explains the concept of the building.
Yeah, I'm good to read both these. Yeah. I assume pretty much you'll say if I shouldn't read a book
Yeah,
on
yeah.
stream. Like yours are probably all safe, I would assume. You probably
Yeah.
have due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're probably past the stuff that's not necessarily safe.
Yeah.
Because all mine should be good. Oh, okay. You're good about fucking dating your books. I need to do that shit
Yeah.
more.
Because it's kind of the concept of it. That's the exact same
Oh,
book.
this is
Just
okay.
yeah.
I gotcha.
It's kind of my thinking of it was if a netherite, for example, wanted to take. We don't really deliver mail to civilizations. We more just deliver it to a capital if there really is mail. But my thinking of it was, let's say the netherite wanted to deliver mail to Monkey Island, but he didn't know how to get there. He could come here and I would deliver it for him, kind of thing. So I would be like the
Okay.
traveler, so they didn't have to travel as much, kind of thing.
Gotcha. I like the palette. That's nice. I'll close this bitch up.
And then the second to final build, it's just a nice little horse stable with my main horse OJ inside of it. This is where he's been staying as of the last little month or so because I didn't want him at my capital because shit's been hairy with the Amphibians. So he's kind of out of the way just in case anything happens. And he is my main horse. He's had Amphibians ride him. He survived the Emperor's death. He washed
Oh
it.
yeah.
He is
Sorry, I gotta break the character things for a second. But that was I took him back during one of the streams to Amthikar, right? I rode him back one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It was Alithkar at the time, but
Yeah, it was.
because it was it was forever ago. And then he witnessed the Emperor's death, and he survived. And he himself has almost died countless times, and he has
Yeah,
survived
because he almost
every single time.
died during that shit.
He is the greatest horse to ever walk on a Minecraft world, and he's the Prophet's main horse. So.
Yep, I've definitely encountered him quite a bit. Yeah, I forgot I rode him that one stream. That's pretty fun.
I think Gregus maybe also rode him at one point. You had told me.
Oh yeah, that's very possible. Especially during the beginning, shit was a lot more kooky. I feel like what would happen was just so much more random.
And then this was built by the Archer. This was a challenge given by Lord Terra to build a wheat farm with a bunker inside it. So if you flick that lever right here, you can come down here. This is one of the first secret areas you'll see.
Okay, shit. Damn, yeah, I wouldn't have really probably thought to do this. Look down here.
So there's not much,
like,
but
is it like
just a little tinker
it's a tinker's area. This is cool, yeah.
So with
a lava generator.
The peaceful area, just in case anything arises, we need a area to make weapons at and whatnot. That's kind of the thought of it. So you can come down here and protect yourself if shit's ever kicking off upstairs, basically.
Yeah, I love that.
And he did really good with the
Bunkers
redstone.
are great.
So usually this lever wasn't here. He just would like break a pressure plate or something, but I could never remember where to place it, so I just put this here. But and then it was obviously going to be worked on a lot more, but it never really was. So
yeah, maybe it can get some add-ons.
Yes, we can sleep first, and then next main civilization we could head to is Miku City, or there's a Terra Tower around here that we could go look at, and some simple stuff like that.
Yeah, doesn't Instinct have a lot of? He has like an area that was Amphibian that he took around here?
Yeah, we could look at that. Yeah, 'cause that
Yeah, I'm
usually
kind
kind
of.
of
I don't know.
leads.
Like, it's up to you. However you want to do it. I just figure proximity is
Yeah.
probably good.
Proximity and importance. I'm thinking like me and his village and Cobble Coast will probably be the last we look at, but
Yeah,
there is definitely some stuff we can look at around here.
because I am curious. I seen that there was a giant wall put around that place. I don't really know what's going on inside, so I'm curious to see. Oh yeah, I think I see that tower you're talking about.
That was
I might
actually
just fly
built
around
the
a little bit for the
last.
shits of it.
That's fine. That was built in the last 3 days. That Terra Tower. I was finishing a challenge for Lord Terra, so
Nice. This is where we're going next.
yeah. Or we
Yeah,
could
I
look
think
at
this is a
that
good
bridge. It's
spot.
up to you. But yeah, so the
Interesting.
Terra Tower doesn't have anything written in it yet. It will soon. I kind of passed the challenge off to the archer, and he's going to write a book about his his fortress in this tower. Because I think it's a really good tower to explain like the origins, how we took it from Nymphishian, all that nonsense in a tower. So, and then we can head
I like
over
it.
to. We'll look at this island and then look at his fortress, and then kind of head back over to Purity Plains. But this little island was not very much. It was made by a guy named Kane, who is a archer enemy.
Oh yeah.
It's the first thing he ever did, basically, was this little island.
Yeah, because I had seen this. I was like, what the fuck?
And he basically just built on it more and more that the archer didn't find it. He just added more to it. And then you had a little cave down here. I can't. Oh, the book was right here. I can't remember exactly what the book said, but it was just a little cane book that the archer had found down here. So he found it relatively quick, within like 2 weeks of it being established. I would just basically pop up a new structure each day or so he didn't find it. And then
That's a cool concept. I like that.
this was basically the last thing I did. I never did anything with it besides place the bamboo, or not bamboo, the scaffolding. But I was gonna make like a tunnel system, but he caught onto it too quick. So
Ah,
then the fortress we can look at.
I think that's the giant fucking crazy walls over here.
Yep.
Holy shit, they actually are sweet. This is cool getting an aerial view of it for the first time. And then actually, yeah, Mount Olympus right in the middle. Goddamn. So is there an actual way in here, or is this thing impregnable?
Yeah. No, there's a
Oh
way.
no, there is a way over
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I see it over here.
So yeah,
I'll
your
wait for you
EFL
over
lanes
here.
will not work against us, as you can tell.
It's waterlogged. I've thought about doing this.
And then he's gonna add a dripstone too. So if you fall off of the water, you fall on a dripstone.
I can actually tell you how to join the realm. So you go on Google, you type in how to join the realm, and I think it'll give you answers. Probably. I'm sure you can figure it out from Google. Maybe if you Wikipedia how to join realm. Because I think you'll about get as far as I can help you with, which is probably fucking nothing, I'll be honest. I don't think you're going to be able to join the realm. Okay, anyway.
Anyhow.
Fortress.
Yeah, so this was, I think, originally discovered by Overport and Amphibian.
Yes, that is correct. He established. I'll try like just to lead on the parts that I do know. So he basically this is his first area after. So I guess I need to give context for all the Amphibians. We started at New Memphis Isle.
We
were
can
all
head
literally
up
in that
there
shack
because I
for like
think
a
it's basically untouched, the actual house.
yeah. So yeah, he built this and this little like cloud thing around it. It was supposed to be Mount Olympus. It's got this whole staircase thing, but we all left from New Memphis to Isle. This is where Ovalport came before he turned his back on the Amphicians, of course, and joined with the Phantoms. But the Terians took this area over. I don't really know what happened beyond that. He can take back over for it, but
So basically, from my knowledge, it was just kind of here, and then he abandoned it, and then Instinct always just kind of talked about working on it, and then he started a wall, and he's built a few structures himself, but this main house, I believe, was mainly done by Overport. So we can take a look at this. I think this is actually the sign written by an Amphician.
yep.
So I think, I don't know what was taken or what was left from him, but you know, some of it has been salvaged by the archer.
There's quite a bit of the structure that's left undone. There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, so I think he wants to do something with the main building, just hasn't gotten to it, I'm unsure. But it is a cool color palette though, and a cool placement.
Yeah, this has got a lot of potential, and I really like the fucking crazy ass wall that's going on here. That's what baffles me, is like, why hasn't he done more with it? This is a crazy fortification. This
Yeah.
could be one of the most fortified places on the realm.
I think he's
Easily.
just not played enough, and the wall took him a long time, and I think he wants to work on the inside. But it is probably going to be a big location that pops up a lot for Terians and Amphicians. But he has built some structures here.
Come back.
I'm not sure if this was built by the archer
Old
or...
berry farm over here.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, some of this is gonna be hard to kind of tell.
I think the actual thing right here was made by Overport. And then this down here.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was made by the archer. I'm not sure. I've never seen this actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
gotta
think
be,
this
'cause
was. This
there's
sounds about right.
add-ons.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
This was.
Yeah, this then right here was made by the archer as well. This little horse stable.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like the color palette of it.
Cloud Ruler Stables.
So yeah, I think that's what he's gonna call it, is the Cloud Ruler. I'm not really sure. But yeah, then there's ladders as well on top of the wall that you can actually get up on.
Yeah, get to the catwalk. That's important.
So yeah, I think you can just go all the way around it. And then there is a exit out this way as well. Which I believe this bridge was actually made by Overport. Could be wrong.
I don't actually know if it was. It might have been, though. I love the mystique of some of this stuff.
And then here is where he's adding the dripstone.
Oh, like moat, basically.
Yeah. Take damage if you jump on it. That's fucked up. Yeah, it's basically his fortress. He has a village that connects to it, but I figure that could be one of the later things we look at.
Okay. I'll just follow you.
Oh.
That shit looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, it does. The water looks very
It's definitely
Amphician.
the best walls that probably exist on the realm.
So yeah, there's a lot of empty land out this way that I always planned on building with, but just kind of haven't. Shit's been not what I've done. We can head back to Purity, or we'll just use this tower real quick and pass the night.
Ow.
And then here's the first Terian biome, is what I'll call it, because it's not a civilization, but it's planted trees and then with like a custom light. I was gonna call it like the Copper Forest or something like that, but bit on
I've
the
definitely
nose.
seen one of these kind of things near Amp's car.
So that's the second one that was made. I was gonna call it like the Copper Forest or something, but that was a bit on the nose. So I never found a name for it, but there's, I think, potential to be done with it. Um, and then there's just a little crafting bench right there. And then it leads to this really cool bridge.
Yeah, this is cool.
Which, if we go off this way, actually, we'll see a first structure called a Terra tent that we have not looked at yet. It's just a little tent where basically the Terra tent and the Terra towers popped up basically at the same time. There's similar concept. With the Terra towers, you basically are passing the night, you're sleeping, you're setting your spawn, and you're reading some lore. With this, you're stopping and you're crafting something, or you're cooking your food, and you're going on your way. There's kind of little outposts to make adventurers' lives a bit easier, blessed by Lord Terra, is basically kind of the concept of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Number 6.
So, and then that was as well built in the last week. I built 3 Terra towers and 3 Terra tents and 3 bridges in the last week. So we'll see the new ones. This bridge right here has been here for quite some time, though. This is not one of the recent
I
ones.
remember the bridge.
And then that basically just connects into a birch forest. No real anything besides materials and crafting table in that. Then that'll kind of lead us to the first real civilization that's of importance around the Terian Empire. This is Lost Terra Town. This was the third civilization that was built in the beginning of the Miku City War, and it is the closest of the 3. It is the one that sparked something of the Amphibians. There is a book kind of explaining all that we'll read on this round tour. But there is just basically a lost city that came out of the ground is kind of the concept of it. Lore-wise, it doesn't make much sense why no one ever seen it before now, but it's been here.
Definitely remember seeing it crop up from Miku City.
Yeah.
It was really what kicked off the whole like
Everything, yeah.
realization of the conflict.
So not too much built here, just lots of broken structures and trees. And then there's this little Lost Terra tower that you can actually get into. Fuse the vines. And this is basically where I'd sleep, and then there's vines to get out. So it's a nice little thing. And then this is a little mine system that we won't take right now, but basically it connects all the way, and it goes all the way under Miku City. It goes straight across, and we would use it to travel under the Miku City during
Yes.
winter. It is called the Miku
We
Mines.
became
Hmm.
we became aware of it and flooded a section of it. There's this whole thing, and you put some resources down there. We end up
Yeah,
reclaiming some of them.
that's why they were kind of down there. I was hoping that they would eventually be found, kind of. But we'll go down there later. There's just a better spot that we can take that I can explain the lore as we're walking. But there's this little city that doesn't have too much in it, and there's this horse stable that I don't think anyone's actually ever seen. It's not meant to be
Whoa,
secret
I've
or
never seen
anything,
this.
but it was just in a really cool
It's
placement,
just kind of hidden.
and I loved the way it turned out.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone ever saw it, so just the way it's in the mountain. But I think it's probably one of my favorite horse stables that came out. I think it really fits the
Yeah, this
vibe
is
of
cool.
Lost Terror
Sweet.
Town. And then I have two horses of mine in here. I have 50 Cent and Gabriel. He doesn't really have much of a story about him, besides he's a son of two of my other horses.
Oh, he's escaping.
God. He is a
Think you can go
son.
out of one block.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's a son of two of my other horses. The mother ended up dying to the underworld. Um, and then 50 Cent doesn't have too
Oh.
much lore about him. Besides, I rode him quite a bit. He's like my third, probably my third used horse, maybe. And I lost him in the ocean by Shroom Isle for like 2 weeks. And he was sitting there just swimming in the ocean, and I couldn't find him. And I ended up finding him one day. So there was a good chance that the Amphibians would have gotten to him before I did, but luckily they didn't, because he
Yeah.
was in between Monkey Island and Shroom Isle, basically. So
Oh yeah,
very,
it is
very good chance.
prime territory.
Yeah. So I can only imagine what would have happened to him if he got caught. But luckily he didn't.
So I'm gonna run to the bathroom. You can keep explaining them. I'm gonna stay on this horse.
That's
I don't
fine.
know what the deal with him is, but
He's
go
just
on.
he's just a random horse here. There's not much really to be seen other with these horses. I guess I should just be going into my thingy like this, shouldn't I? I haven't done this for anything. I think the horse stable turned out really fucking fantastic.
Yes, it did. I like this quite a bit. I am very surprised I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's just in such a
It's just
weird placement. And it's not meant to be hidden. That's the worst part about it. It is just a good opportunity to do it.
oh yeah. You know, I like that quite a bit.
So, and then kind of the next little city or civilization that we will go, or actually, there's a Terra Tower right here. We can visit first. And then actually, I'm not sure what happened to this. This wasn't like this originally. Like, it wasn't broken. And I remember I came across it one day and was like, wow, these amphibians really fucking destroyed my Terra Tower. But it kind of looks like a creeper explosion, so I don't know if it was done by someone else, but it wasn't on purpose to be broken, but it's still usable.
Well, I definitely didn't do it myself, and I don't remember ordering such a thing.
It could have just
So
been a random creeper. No one noticed it. I don't know. But anyway, this is the second Terra Tower that was built. There's a book in it. Not too much. This is kind of just explaining what a Terra Tower is. And then this is actually it's a simple island, but it is a very historic island between the Terians and
oh
Amphibians.
yes.
Very, very historic.
You want to know? Well, something weird I just want to mention really quick. It was not always an island. This thing right here I carved out. It was a
Really?
peninsula, and I turned it into an island.
Okay. So, yeah, so you can kind of explain the origins, or you can explain how it got taken over if you want.
Yeah, so basically during the Miku City conflict, as this thing cropped up here, we wanted to basically make a response to it. So I saw this peninsula out here. I was like, oh man, that'd be a perfect island. Because it'd be right there next to it. And then it was overtaken by the Terians during the war. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple of streams that show what happened during it. So it's not going to be exactly the same as it was, but for the most part, it's pretty similar. Like, there's a samurai hut. This is one of the first things I ever learned to build in Minecraft, by the way. I've just changed it up. But I remember in 2012 originally seeing the tutorial on how to make a samurai hut. Oh my god, dude. Classic. But
Yeah.
yeah, obviously the palette's really changed up. It was back then it was just made out of oak. That was it. But
And
it's
we
the
have
same
all
shape.
kinds of woods.
hmm But yeah, we built this emphasis here, and yeah, it was Miku Island.
So kind of from
I don't really know what.
my point of
Yeah,
view,
go
I
ahead.
remember me and you one day were just like you started a stream. I can't remember the exact title, but I remember it was like, oh, crossing borders or some shit like that. So we kept just breaking moss and just kept placing moss and kept breaking it, and me and you were just fucking with each other. Um, and then I ended up coming onto the island. And when I came to the island, you basically had, it was way before the wall was built, you had ran off the island once I came to the island. So I started
hmm
jumping around in victory, and I said, "This is my island now." And you came back, and I wasn't going to attack you, and you came at me, and we had a little fight. There was there was maybe like the start of the wall, maybe this cobblestone wall is what it was,
hmm
and we were fighting over it, and I got you pretty low, you got me low, and then I was about like around here where you shot me and I died, and then you came to get my stuff, I think, and then the archer finished you off basically. And that was the
hmm
main war or main battle of that day. And then you came back later that day with one mission in mind, and that was to burn my fucking trees. And you
yeah.
did. You successfully did. Is this
Yeah, there's still some of the
somewhere?
remnants in the
Yeah.
sky
You can
over
see
here.
random oak blocks or random leaves. So Therians haven't
Spruce.
fully cleared it out, but yeah, you can see the dead trees.
Also, during that, you didn't discover it till I think like a month or two later, but I also scorched a good section of your heartland, like around Stone
Like
Age
oh,
Village.
like
Not
near Cobble
exactly.
Coast, kind of, right?
Yeah, in between like Cobble Coast and Stone Age Village, I
Mm-hmm.
scorched a big section of those trees, and then I came here and scorched these.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, this was a
After what
very
had happened.
simple piece of land, but very historic. Um, so I believe, as he mentioned, that was built by him. I remember this little thing was built by the archer. This is a little Japanese thing. I think it actually turned out
This is
really cool.
cool. Like a temple thingy.
Yeah, reminds me of something like Far Cry.
hmm
And then I basically had made these little custom trees, very simple, in this little fountain here. So I think it's a nice little just amphibian area. So that was like the first land that I had claimed, that Terians had claimed. And we had made 3 civilizations, and nothing had really happened until we had made the third one. That's what finally made you react, was this one right here. You responded with the island, which then we had, in my mind, we had responded to your answer, and we took the island. We had not much more left before going to the actual city. So we were building on the island, not much was happening, and then the next day there was a ship that pulled up. And I think this is also a very historic piece of, there's a little staircase right here. And I ended up making this later on, but I think you should probably explain this purpose of the ship and your point of view, and then I'll explain my point of view.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, once the island was taken, we basically wanted to pull up with force before Miku City. This is like the final stand, so we pulled up with the ship, and we had Atris, who was in charge of the Miku division, which was supposed to be like a really elite force that was set out to defend Miku City specifically from the Terian Empire. And it was led by someone named Atris, which will probably be important later on, I'm sure. um, anyway, basically, Atreus and the Prophet had a conflict on this ship here. It's a lot. It basically like a lot like how the island played out. It was a very similar dichotomy where the Terians pushed this land, took the boat, and also obviously the fight between Atreus and the Prophet um, basically was a prelude before like the event at Miku City. It's basically what led up to the event. I'm sure you have more to fill in from your view, but
Yeah,
I just threw this fucking thing up pretty quick. I really like the way it turned out. I
dude.
wish I had thrown a little bit more inside. That's my only thing I had really regretted.
Yeah, I really think this was such a great ship because this actually wasn't your first ship in Terian territory, which we'll look at in a moment. You had built them two next to Terra Point. And I remember when I had seen those ships, I was like, what am I looking at? Like, I've known always how good of a boat you've built. And I was like, what did he build at Terra? Like, what is he cooking? And then he basically cooked up this boat, which I think is fucking fantastic. I think this is definitely the second best on the. I don't know. I guess I've not seen a lot of your other boats, but I love this boat personally. Um,
I really like this. I don't know. I think the one at Monkey Island and the one at the Emperor of the Seas, which I mean, we'll see a glimpse of at least today. We're not going to tour it, but we will see a glimpse of it because it's pretty close to Miku City. Um, are my best for sure. But I really like this. This is probably like up there, I would say.
mhm.
I really like. I think this is like a good baseline for the boats that I would have in the future. This gave me an idea of what those boats should at least the standard they should meet.
So I'll kind of explain what my POV of the battle went down. As you and Night Witch were down in the bottom of it, and Instinct was over on the island that we just claimed days prior. And I actually was off the locator bar. I didn't think you guys knew where I was. I was actually on the border of Miku City. So Instinct was in front of you, I was behind you. And what I wanted was for me and Instinct to get on top of the boat before you came up to the boat, and we'd basically hold you hostage down there. Basically say, you come up, you die, and we would talk it out that way. And I waited too long, and you and Night Witch ended up coming out of the boat and ended up coming to the surface. And you guys were staring at Instinct, and I decided to take my moment and strike. I had got pretty excited. I climbed up this, and in my thought, I look at both of you. Like in my POV, you're basically right in front of me, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna attack him because he's probably typing. And then you stop typing or you get your chat message out, and you look at me, and I'm like, well, he's looked at me long enough. I can attack now, and I shoot off Night Witch, and then we engage basically. Me and you engage right here, and we ended up falling in the water. I remember Atreus having his trident, and he was trying to trident kill me, and he was overshooting a lot. And I ended up dealing a lot of damage on him. The archer actually got the last hit on Atreus's life that killed him. That was the archer, not me. In history, it's actually painted out a lot as the prophet, but it actually wasn't me that got the last hit that killed him. But I did engage the battle, so. But we had basically. Instinct had killed you around this area, and then I killed Night Witch. And we came over to this little island over here, and I had given Instinct a bunch of loot. God damn it. I'd given Instinct,
Gotcha.
I'd given him a bunch of loot, and he basically took Atreus's loot, and he then got in Miku mines. That's what we used Miku mines a lot for, was to deposit loot. And after getting Atreus's gear and all the Amphibian's gear, we ended up taking we ended up taking Miku mines. So I figured we can take it now, and then we'll pop up on the other
Micrography.
side, and then we'll explain the civilizations around Miku City, and then Miku City as a whole. So yeah, after I was basically on the ship waiting for any return of amphibians, and the archer took his loot and went all the way down here and deposited it in the chests you were talking about.
This is our Miku mine time.
Did you put this up?
No.
I have no idea what the fuck that was on me. Maybe the archer, I don't know. Then it's actually a really cool ravine that I was willing to do underworld stuff with. There's a lot of cool ravines that we passed through, but we ended up finding a much better location. And then there's this little bit of Miku mines as well that's really cool, because you can come right out of the city and you can pop out right basically by the islands. And it's really cool just to be able to get through all points. And then you can head back down and get back into the mine system pretty easy.
Oh.
That was what we wanted with
That's
Miku
cool.
Mines, is like ways to exit everywhere, basically. It's a cool ravine too. So basically around this point we're around under the city, I believe. Because I remember I was actually down here when you and... I think it was just you actually. You were at Miku Islands. You were establishing Miku Islands. And I was under the mines watching you. And then this right...
There's so much shenanigans with this place.
And then this right here is basically... This was our secret chest right after the Cobble Coast War. We emptied a lot of Cobble Coast loot into this at one point. And I always told the archer I was going to make like a secret door to it. But I always had the back of my mind that it was going to be found by the amphibians, and I always wanted them to have a chance of getting their loot back. So I kind of had just left it here, and I don't know exactly when it was taken. I just remember one day I came back and was like, there was a lot more here than there actually in, like, no, there wasn't this much
Yeah, yeah, one day you were definitely raided of the amphibian loot, that's for sure.
So yeah, and then you can get up basically to the surface just like that, and you're at the other civilization. You've just crossed all of Miku City, which was the war zone at that point, and we're back in a Terian civilization, and we would be unspotted. So we could go between Terian civilizations just like that, and this was actually the first of the three that was set up. So we're looking at it kind of out of order, but we're looking at it kind of as of importance. Um, and then this was just kind of a little camp, is the best way to describe it. There was a building here, some towers, not a lot here. Not many people lived here. And then one day I had seen that you were live streaming, and I noticed that out of your peripheral vision that this was a little bit destroyed. So I got on, and I noticed it was all
Yeah,
fucking
I
blown up.
passed by it.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, that's not a render distance thing. That's fucked up. So yeah, it was a very simple village, but ended up getting blown up.
I think I even mentioned it on stream at that point. I was like, does this look a little bit destroyed?
Yeah.
Which is funny, because it wasn't me.
Because still today, it's not known who it was. There's speculations. And not everything was blown up, but the majority of it was. You can kind of see what the idea for the buildings were. And I ended up coming out, finding that it was exploded, and I could either rebuild it, but it kind of just seemed like one of those things that didn't need to get
It
rebuilt.
was also, wasn't it specifically blamed on the amphibians as well?
Yeah,
There was like a
because
sign put there.
there was
like...
a sign. There was a sign by the door that said Amphisia is the true god or only god or something like that. So yeah, I think I ended up breaking the sign, so I don't think it's still here. But there was a sign. So that's because right after it was exploded, actually, I guess we could tell that story because basically all of it was destroyed, and then I came back and was going to maybe fix it, but it was one of those things that I don't think needed to be fixed. Kind of looked good destroyed. So it was just a good message to the Terian Empire that this shit like this can always happen, basically. So I ended up coming out and making graves for the people that quote unquote died, just to make it
Gotcha.
a tragedy, basically. So there's actual tree keeper, there's a young archer, there's random signs and shit. So like they made it seem like there was actual people, but yeah. And then these are the two ships that I was talking about. One of them, which is unfinished since that day, basically. Because I had came out over here basically, and you and Kyrum were driving about, and I had accused you basically of exploding it, and you guys had said you
Yeah,
didn't do
that
it.
was the whole stream. I do remember that.
Because that was that same day that I found out it was on fire, so I'm pretty sure it got exploded the same day I found out. And then these are where the very first Nautiluses of the realm are, right here. Which there was actually another one named Nemo, which was the archers, and the underworld may have killed them, but that's what they do. Is they kill things. But it was accidental.
It's super base underworld play.
So yeah, there's just little chairs and shit. So that
There's the
is
Emperor of the Sea streams. I told you we would see it at some point.
so yeah, that is
We're gonna
basically
tour it tomorrow. Haha.
that's basically all the importance of TerraPoint, really. And then there's just a little cow farm here. Mainly now I look at it, I don't think it was really a civilization. It was more of an outpost because we kind of know what Terran civilizations look like.
Yeah. Oh, I also forgot. Maybe it's important to mention while we're here. The Amphissians dug a trench through
Yeah, it
this
is very
bitch.
important. It's over this way.
Right here. Here it comes back out again over here. The remnants.
Because I'm actually
There's a whole.
going to fill this in soon, maybe. I've been thinking about filling it in for like 2 months. I just haven't done it. But I'm going to fill it in and make like, the dirt that spawns under the big spruce trees?
The rooted dirt.
Yeah, I'm going to have that on the top so it doesn't look like it's fully
Gotcha.
grown. But the Terrians do plan on finally responding to this after probably years of it being dug in game. But there is a Terra tent over this way as well that we can look at.
Yep, let's take a little gander.
And then we basically looked at two of the civilizations that the Terrians built. And then we'll probably look at the third, which I guess technically probably have the least amount of importance, but it's my personal favorite of the three civilizations. And that is Miku Sky Islands. It's over this way.
Terra tent 2. I like this tent. Very nice.
And then I don't know if you've actually read a lot of the Terra Tower books until today, or until when we're doing these tours, but
I think most of them I haven't. So.
this is a Terra Tower we'll look at right now, which was made by the Archer. I think it was a task from Lord Terra.
Don't know why I was on page 3 already. Okay. Very nice. That's a
Yeah.
pretty cool lore book there.
So we're getting more like in depth with our lore and trying to like wrap up a story from first to end, and that was kind of the Cabo Coast story. So there is another Terra Tower book that picks up right after this, after his book, that we will stumble across probably here somewhat soon. But This is one of the towers or one of the bridges that I had made this last week, and I actually love how it turned out. I
Oh,
love the
yeah,
placement of
this
it
is
too.
new.
Yeah, so this is really fucking right under the islands. I think it's actually kind of banging. And I try to use all three lanterns because Miku City is kind of all three empires have connection to Miku City. So I try to use three lanterns to represent that.
That's cool.
And yeah, it took me quite some time. It was kind of a bitch to make, but I think it ended up pretty well actually.
I like that quite a bit. That's pretty cool.
I guess actually before we go up to the islands, we can take a look at something that was actually made by the owner of Miku City, the original owner.
Yeah, I know a little bit about this. I know it's called Fortress Sayori, made by Gregus Plays. It was supposed to be kind of like how I built a fortress outside of Miku City. This is supposed to be like Greg building one, kind of near Terian stuff as a response, but I don't think it was ever really used for much of anything.
I don't think it was, but I love the placement of it. The placement of it is perfect because it towers above the islands. Um, and like I have always wanted to use it, but I never have. And the entrance of it always pisses me off because I never remember where it's at. But
I don't know where it is either. I don't even know if I've been up in it ever,
there's
to be
just like an
honest.
entrance in some random
Oh,
ass
right here.
hole somewhere. This is what I always make. There's like a proper
Oh, okay.
entrance. It's right here. It's like I don't even know how the
Oh,
fuck he thought of this, honestly. I always miss it.
oh, that's weird.
Right?
Okay, I see.
But it's really cool. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, Fortress Sayori. A little offshoot. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the fortress I built. That's pretty cool, though. Like I said, I don't think I've literally ever been up in here until today, which is kind of wild. I've always seen it, though. I always thought it was awesome. Let's see what it looks like from up here. Damn, you can really see the whole fucking Miku region from up
It's
here.
fucking like it's such a great area that's never been even the Terians have never done anything with it. Because it's like in the Miku City region, but
It's just perfect. It's
yeah.
just such an amazing waypoint. I think I will be right back. I'm gonna do just be right back really quick. And we're out.
These streams are gonna be a lot more talking than the other ones.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And traveling. Although we've got most of our traveling done, fortunately.
Yeah, now it's just explaining shit and trying to make it make sense. So I think that's really the final like out thing of Miku City. So I believe we should probably go into the actual main city itself. With
What
inside the
about the
wall.
Sky Islands?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We have not gone to them yet. They're the last outside area.
It's good you said that because I would have 100% skimmed right fucking by him.
Gotta see them. I think they're probably the coolest Terian region to pop up around here.
Yeah, I think it's definitely my favorite of the three civilizations around. And actually, we have a fucking pathway now connecting to the bridge. It goes from
Oh.
Earth Village to Water City to the islands. I had Instinct finish the last like 500 blocks of it before the Realm Tour, so. I love this staircase too. Like it's such a simple color palette, but well, actually speaking of this staircase, it was made with my first bit of Pell Oak. That the way I achieved that was there was a boat down in that river, and it was an amphibian boat, and you would always have boat chests, and you had Pell Oak, you had the terracotta blocks. You basically had every single block that was put into the staircase was amphibian. And it was just in the river. It was one of the very first things I stole from you. And I was like, is this too much?
I don't think I ever knew about this.
Yeah, I was like,
Damn.
am I taking too much? And I'm like, you just burnt down my
Clearly
fucking
not.
trees. I'm like, nah. So that's kind of why I took it, is because of the trees. But yeah, basically I had all these blocks. Had my first bit of Pell Oak. So that's why the staircase was Pell Oak, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah, the terracotta too. So supplied a lot of the staircase. But the staircase is actually one of the things that was later built. Or initially, there was, if you go right here, actually, under the staircase, you see an Amphisia symbol. And I think you
Yes.
can maybe dictate how that was built.
I pretty much just built this to show like the edge of the border of the Terian Empire originally, because Water City was supposed to be the like furthest extent. That was the original border, was Water City and Earth Village. That's why they were like so distinctly named like that. And then obviously, things happen. That kind of shows along the streams.
So before there was any wars or anything, actually, we had kind of just been pranking each other is the best way to describe it. Just kind of fucking with each other. And one of the ways I was fucking with him is I climbed all the way up here and I planted trees on this Amphisia sign.
And you
And
did that in the Emperor's Palace too. You made one all the way to the
uh-huh.
sky. There is a stream early on that shows that thing. I'm just operating normally, and there's just that thing in the background.
But these were the trees that I had planted on top of the Amphisia sign. And I basically made this one kind of little island, which they never did anything with. So obviously we branched out from this island and made what is known as Miku Sky Islands, and then made the staircase up. So this is officially like the first island of Miku Sky Islands. This is the one we're on. And then this is a simple little build over here that I don't know if you've ever been in. Miku Sky Storage.
I think so, yeah.
Don't
We
go in the
did
ocean.
assess this area once.
So you can drop down into the water if you need a fast little way out. I don't believe there's actually too many resources in it, but there's some. So yeah, there's that little island, and then we'll head to this island. This is one of the later islands that was built. This is just a little tower, I think, kind of made by the archer. It's just a nice little war tower. And then the other island that was made by the archer was this one with the giant bow on it. I think this
One's cool.
Yeah, this is a challenge from Lord Terror to make the bow, and
it's one of the most defining islands of Miku Sky Islands,
for
no doubt.
sure, it pops a lot. Kind of looks like the Archer's Islands, to be honest. So I need like a good profit island to balance it out, but I don't really know how to do
You
that.
got a blanket over here.
This is the one I just did. This is my most recent one, built probably. It was right before the Underworld, so quite a bit of time in lore. That was never built on. And then there's another empty island as well over here that the archer had made. This was a chicken island right here. Then this is the last one the archer made that is also unfinished. So, but yeah, there's these little chickens that are they just spawn up here. So I encaged them. And then this is the first terror tent right here. This is where they all started. Right here.
Yeah, I like this island a lot. Actually, it's very nice.
Nice little bamboo island. This is one of the first ones that was made because I needed to match the Miku City vibe. So really, it was taking inspiration from what Gregus had did. Yeah, just a nice little below part. And then there was actually a item frame right here, back here, where there was a relic that was found by the archer, I believe. So. And then this is kind of a new concept of a tree that was never really done after this, but it's called a manifest tree or a manifest message, whatever you want to put it. But this was written before when we made the Sky Islands, so long before we actually won the war.
Yeah, so, I remember finding this lore-wise as Amphissians one day.
It's actually pretty cool to have a manifest tree, I think, and I really enjoy how the pink tree turned out.
It's kind of where the propaganda against the Terians started. Was that little sign right there?
And this is just
because it was like, oh, you want to purify Miku City? You want to fucking kill all of us, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, then there's just a nice little sheep hut here.
I like the sheep hut, sheep island.
And then we have basically 2 more main islands to really look at. Miku Sky Stables. It's also really cool stable, I feel like.
Yeah, I really that's my best stables on the realm. I mean, fucking floating island stable.
Mm. And this diamond horse armor right here is actually the Emperor's horse. This is he won the underworld took hostage, and the Terians have back in possession. So this is where he stays for
Damn,
now.
the Emperor's horse. Here he is. That's
Doesn't have
kind
a
of crazy. He
name.
wants to escape.
And I have another
Yeah, we
horse
should just
here.
name him the Emperor's horse. Honestly.
We
Oh
probably
God, he's
should.
still trying to escape.
But yeah, I really and then these horses are just horses, basically. Not much. They're just named. And then right here is where we did the 10 bell salute for the Emperor when he died. We rang this 10 times
Yeah.
in this spot, so it was kind of cool. And then we basically have one more island to look at, and that's the only one with an actual house on it. So, I guess there is someone living up here technically. But...
Oh, I don't think I've seen this one.
Really? Yeah, this is actually my first and only Japanese style of house. I was like, I need to like actually compete with the Miku City stuff. So this is my first like, attempt at it, and I've never attempted since. But
Well, this is cool. I like this.
because I really try to take inspiration from Gregus's main house with inside the city. Because that one's really fucking cool. It's very very Japanesey.
Yeah, we're about to get there. Be the next up on the list. I really like the diagonal. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think that is basically officially Miku Sky Islands.
Yep, I think we are ready to
Drop down off.
ascend into Miku City.
It's gonna take me a moment to get in there.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm probably just gonna look at it from above for a minute. So yeah, I can explain some stuff beginning into Miku City.
yeah.
So it's obviously, it was considered. We literally called the crown jewel of the Terian Empire. It was considered the most beautiful place in all of the Terian Empire. And obviously, since we're touring it today, it's not a part of the Empire anymore. Lord Terra's empire has held domain over it for quite a while, since the end of the conflict and the incident. You know, this place I'm overlooking right here, but we'll get to that. But this was Gregus Play's area before he turned his back on the Empire. But that was a big part of why it was so important to the Empire, is it was this really beautiful and pristine location. And yeah, it was called the crown jewel of the Terian Empire.
A lot of history here and a lot of shit to look at. I guess
There is a
one
lot to
of the
look at.
first things we could look at is this, because this was converted. Because I actually will post screenshots right now if you want to look at them in their own story. They're screenshots of what it looked like before I did what I did to it. So if you want to look at like, kind of
cool.
the before and after, you can do that.
Yeah, that'd be good. So I can kind of explain what it is, but so there's this area down here. The staircase immediately leads to an area that Greg made. However, beyond that area, there is basically I think it's the 4th shrine. I'm pretty positive it's the 4th shrine of Amphissa. Because the 1st shrine of Amphissa is on Astoria. The 2nd shrine, or no, the 1st shrine was at Monkey Island. The 2nd shrine was on Astoria. The 3rd shrine was on True Mile, and the 4th shrine is here under Miku City.
I just posted a picture of the 4th shrine in the Realm Discord. I posted 4 pictures of what it used to look like, or not Discord, sorry, of in the Realm stories.
Yeah, here we go.
So yeah, we can look at it before we take a look at it now.
So yeah, this is what it looked like when I had originally finished it right here, pretty much. It was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I put some fucking dedication into it, and there's so much reason to it. But it was because Miku City was so important. But yeah, this place was fucking cool.
Yeah, this is actually
Yep,
probably
for
the
Shrine of
first thing
Emphasis.
of yours that I've really transformed into something.
Yeah, I think it was.
I've changed it.
And Gregus's, because like I said, this area right here was
Okay, the chest room.
Gregus's area. And then this was made by me. I think Night Witch helped me with it. But yeah, it's been quite transformed, as you can see here, stream. The water was replaced with the leaves. It's
Yeah.
a touch that makes sense.
Yeah, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm getting rid of the flag. I can tell how much time was put into that. Like, I'd feel so fucking
Yeah.
bad.
So I did it on my creative world. Don't get me wrong, but even still, that was hours trying. It was these fucking outer rays trying to get them right. It's really hard to do a diagonal design in Minecraft, as it turns out. Really fucking hard. I figured that out because yeah, I probably literally spent like an hour and a half trying to get these rays right in my creative world, and I finally got it. And I love the way they turned out. They look so fucking cool. And then you got the emphasis. Yeah, I love the rising sun emphasis for Miku City. It's a pretty peak, not gonna lie. I also like the tree guy here.
Yeah, I
You
made
turned
your
the Torii gate into a tree.
yeah, into a terror tower, kind of. There's not a book up here, so I guess technically it's not a terror tower, but that's what it was going to be. Still might be at some point. But this is basically where I sleep at, mainly in Miku City. This is what I treat as my home, basically, if I'm here. And then there's these little things, these little armor stands. I just placed the banners down.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because we built this section too up in
I
here.
think this is really fucking cool to show off this second floor.
Yeah, I remember saying like, whoever owns Miku City can't touch these, please, for the love of God, because this is the original map of it. God damn, ain't that some shit? Yeah, you can see the wall was under construction in this map. That's crazy. The boat was there. The AAS Atris. Old Miku time. Woo!
I was like,
That is so crazy.
No way I'm touching that. No.
It'd be really cool to see a modern map right next to it over here.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I just hate making maps, but it probably will be done.
Making maps sucks, but you do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Then down here, it connects to Miku Mine, so I just wanted to point that out. I dug a little
I did see that. I also want to point out, did you ever look at the sidewalls?
Yeah, with the Fisher sign in it.
Yeah, it's really, it's kind of subtle.
Pathway why I did. I didn't want to destroy it.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. That was really subtle, but yeah, they're in the sidewalls
yeah,
too.
It's really cool. I love how high it is. I know that's such a weird thing to point out, but I like just how high the ceiling is.
It's a very tall room. Cool. We were gonna do a bunch of armor and have the armory decked out, but we did not have the resources to actually fund that at the time.
And then actually, this is something I changed. There used to be water. That was, I think, how you got in and out.
Yeah, there was. It was hidden by water.
Water. I don't have water on me, but there was water that led you up in that cave right above us. And I don't think there actually was anything in there, to my knowledge.
No, I think we were planning on like having a secret room up there, but nothing ever came of it. We were just focused on getting the fourth shrine done.
Okay, so yeah, it's just literally just over there, basically.
Yeah, but there is a room up there, stream, that we were planning on doing stuff with, but it's just kind of dug out, and there's not really much up there.
Yeah, I wanted to change little things like that, because like for Terians, they wouldn't use water to get up and down. You know, I think that's the little shit that matters. And then I guess this is what we could look at. This actually was
Miku City stables
that was destroyed. And these are not the original horses inside of it, but there are horses now, and it was destroyed by Gregus.
Yeah, Okay, so I don't know. This is gonna be so hard to fill people in on who have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
Right?
Go watch all the streams. Click on the channel. Go watch all the streams that happen. But basically,
Should we look at the
what
main
being
hole and
destroyed?
explain it?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do next. But basically, being destroyed, this event that we vaguely referred to through the stream, was an incident. I think it was the 29th of September, 25, that the Emperor of Miku, or the Emperor of the Emperor of Miku City, the Emperor of fucking Amphissa, was assassinated. The Emperor of the Amphissian Empire was assassinated by Miku. And it led to this crater right here. It was under the Amphissas, which is a pretty interesting detail of the whole thing. But that left this crater, and not just this crater, this string of damage all throughout Miku City, which you can kind of see the scars of. It was an event where I think did the prophet die during that and came back like he does?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And OJ almost died.
He was attached to that fence post with that llama. So that llama
And
also
there was an
survived.
Amphissian soldier that died too, I'm pretty sure. An Arc Acolyte that died. Now, as for what happened to Miku, I'm not really entirely sure, to be honest. But clearly, there's some form of Miku living on, because we toured Miku City recently. New Miku City. To what extent it exists, I can't tell you.
Yeah, so this was a big, like, historic moment in the realm for a long time.
This might be one of the most historic sites in the whole
Mhm.
realm right here.
I guess we can take a look at another historic site. Very, very small, but it's
Yeah, the
right
Miku
near.
City does have quite a bit.
It's right here with.
Yeah, the site of the Peace Feast.
Which we had basically gotten together with all. It was basically the first time all three empires ever sat down at like one location, and it was me and Datra and Nightwitch and Reloading a Gamer, all one of basically two Amphissians and one of the Terian Empire and one of the Netherite Empire. We all sat here
Yep.
and we ate food and we just talked about life basically. That's kind of what we did, and just kind of talked about plans.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat.
It was really
chairs.
cool.
Oop.
Yeah,
So,
the Peace Feast was a pretty historic site, and it makes sense that Miku City was chosen for it.
and I feel like this food is just kind of left here. Everyone's kind of, I think, made a conscious decision not to take any of it. So it's just kind of here in history, basically. Definitely should add a tent over it or something so it doesn't get constantly wet. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But, and then yeah, basically you can kind of see the main parts of Mickey City that was destroyed, the parts that aren't grass and the parts that are gravel.
Yeah, the scars, like I was talking about.
So, and the house is not even fully done.
Yeah, they did take some damage, but this guy survived. What was his name?
He was I can't remember his name, but he was ranked something on Jerkbait or something. He had like
Yeah, it was Jerkmate. Jerkmate champion. That's right.
Oh yeah,
Named by Gregus.
I actually left the areas where you can get down to the.
Oh.
I forgot.
Yeah, there was TNT stored down here, and it fucking.
This is what blew up.
Helped destroy Miku City.
Yeah, so it's pretty. I forgot I actually did that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see the scars and whatnot, and then I guess we'll kind of take a look at just this side of the Miku City, which is kind of untouched from this part. This is kind of just what Gregus had built in his time.
Yeah, he built like a sugarcane farm. And you can see the AES Atris. We went over that already, but kind of give you an idea of relation. We don't talk about these guys over here that are hanging off the trees.
I called
Nothing
it the
to them.
suicide forest, is what I would call it.
Yo.
Just a nice little village home.
And obviously we got the wall, which I think is pretty important to touch on. It was built during the Miku City conflict. It was like the last line of defense that the Amphissians built. To be honest, I do think it was like the first very crazy wall in the entire realm.
Yeah,
I do think the one Instinct has is more impressive, but this thing does cover a bigger area, I think, but it is not nearly as tall and not nearly as fortified.
but the history was inside within the walls is like uncomparable though.
Oh
So
yeah,
much history
the
within.
fucking Miku City is crazy. I didn't realize there's some skulk here.
Yeah, it's
Some
fucking
underworld
everywhere, dude.
shenanigans going on.
No, it's been there since the first time. It was placed all around the world in like just random spots. But anyhow, this is also one of the things that Gregus had done. Was these farms basically just untouched?
Yeah, his little animal here from Miku City.
And then this is
Yeah, I
like,
forgot you touched up the emphasis on the
uh-huh.
Atris as
It
well.
looks so cool. If I'm being honest, the way I wanted it to come across is there's like, not gonna get too political or anything, but there's the swastika, but then there's like the hate version of the swastika. You know what I mean? Where it's like crossed out. Have you ever seen that? Like the crossed out, like it's like basically anti-Nazi hate, or Nazi hate, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my
Yes.
anti-Amphicia. That's my Amphicia hate, is changing it to green and pink.
Your
Um,
anti-emphasis.
yeah, so
Emphasis.
I was gonna do that to all of them that I've claimed, but I just haven't. Because I feel bad breaking it. Because I want you to see that it was there. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I get, I get what you're trying to pull off with it.
and then this is basically actually probably the first Terian biome is this one because it was made before the add-ons, and it's called
Yeah, the
it's
Miku
Miku Glow
Glow.
Forest. I really like this actually. I think this is one
Yeah,
of my first time.
I'm. You can exposition if you want. I'm gonna use the bathroom again, but I'm just gonna chill here in the forest. You want to kind of explain it's
What it
coming?
is, yeah. It's basically one of the first times that I had tried to make it like add a lot of color to something. I wanted it to pop, and I added acacia trees because I never use orange. I wanted to use a whole lot of shit I don't use, so acacia and glowberries. So hence the glow forest name. But yeah, and then it ends up connecting to the new Miku City stable, and these horses actually I would say have importance to them because they are all the like surviving horses of Miku City. The Emperor's horse was here for a long time, but he obviously got took into a whole lot of places around. But the horses that are in it are the horses that survived the explosion. So they are Gregus's horses. Or so whoever want to claim them. Amphibians.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, basically Gregus's horses. Beginning.
So I don't know if the gold one has any importance or not, but I know it had.
I think that might have been Gregus's original horse. Oh god, they're escaping.
To be honest, that could be the one that he was riding around when Terians and Amphibians had the 1v1.
I think it was. Yeah, I think that's his horse.
So I remember he had gold armor on. That's one of the touches that I had put on Miku City. And there's this little thing over here that I believe was made by you, which you'll have many of those.
Yeah, the auto smelter, Amphissian auto smelter setup.
Yeah, I use this a lot in my time at Miku City.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking nice. Okay, this is a Miku Cafe, and it took a lot of damage from the fucking hit originally.
This is one of the things I'm most sad about, to be honest. I would have loved to have this in my possession.
Yeah. It's like really annihilated.
Yeah. And it was
the thing that took the most
awesome.
damage.
It was so cool too.
It was. I think it genuinely might be the thing that took the most damage.
Yeah, which
Besides
is
that, like,
funny
initial crater.
because it wasn't linked up to an explosion. Because I don't know what happened lore wise, but what happened that day was he actually died. He then spawned back and took a flint and steel to this. And I remember I saw him run
Yeah.
this way, and I was like, I should probably stop him, but like he's doing his thing, like he's not done with it, you know. And I remember coming back, and this was on fire.
Hmm. Yeah, this would be really hard to restore, but it'd be so cool.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even try. I was like, I'm not even gonna like get nearly as good as it was. Like, yeah, I can't disrespect it. But yeah, so pretty historic build. But then there's also, speaking of history, there's another big historic build right here we're gonna be
Oh,
exploring.
yeah. Yeah, so this is Atropos' new house. We'll see his original house when we do a tour tomorrow on True Mile and all the amphibian stuff. There's also some creeper damage. That was caught on stream and not planned, and you can totally see it during the stream. But yeah, basically there was pretty recently there was a stream where the Terian Prophet was basically right above where the sign is. Atropos was in his house, and he was confronted by an amphibian trying to reclaim him back into their new project, the Amphibium, write their history and all that sort of stuff. But Lord Terra's prophet prevented the Amphibian from taking him. So, yeah, I'm sure there will be some further shenanigans to come from it, but that creeper hit during that stream was literally unplanned, and now there's just some damage that's just kind of there. But I do really like this build. I think this is pretty cool.
The
I love building in
spruce
a
and pink
Japanese
was
style.
fucking actually such a great combo to build out of. Or I guess
Hmm.
it's spruce and purple. I guess it's not pink, but it's just
Yeah, the
such,
cherry wood
it
and the oak.
pops. Oh yeah, it's not even spruce. I don't know why I was calling it spruce.
Yeah, I love the way it looks. I also had I had a lot more books in here, but I think
So is
Atropos
this
took them with them.
okay? I was expecting a lot of shit to be in that book and quill. If I'm being honest, I was expecting to see a whole bunch of bullshit.
Is there anything in it?
No, surprisingly, I thought it was going to be the thing he was writing. I was
Oh,
like, oh my god,
I think I took that with me.
that makes sense.
But yeah, I do like the trapdoor walls. I'm not gonna lie, they work really good for the Japanese style.
So one of the things that also kind of inspired the Miku Glow Forest was this sign right here, the Miku Forest, which is
The
actually
original Miku
made
Forest,
by
yeah, which
Gregus.
Gregus.
It's mainly just
Yeah, it
this
was just like
pathway.
it was the most dense part of the Miku, the cherry blossoms, basically. And then you got the Emperor of the Seas and Emperor Island over there.
And then it connects to one of the things that is unfinished. I can't remember the exact lore on how this came about. I kind of think this has happened with Peace Feast almost. I think this popped up around the same time.
Like right before it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a netherite build here. And it's unfinished, but to my knowledge, it was going to be a restaurant. He probably had a name for it. There actually might be a sign, but I couldn't tell you one off the top of my head. It is basic. It is pretty unfinished, but you see the concept that he was going for.
Also has the symbols right here. We can see them better within the build.
I think I might try to talk him into finishing this. It's pretty cool.
We got the flag out here.
So yeah, this is
Oh,
the.
there's like a tent.
It's really cool actually. There's a little tent, and then a little farm out this way. There's a little rice farm. It's really fitting for Miku City.
Yeah, there's so much shit here at Miku City. It's kind of
Right.
crazy. Oh yeah.
So you had seen the farmer
Farmer
Tom.
Steve and Farmer Bob. What's up, Farmer Steve?
So it's pretty cool.
This is cool as fuck, yeah.
Then we'll go in the actual restaurant itself. Really sad that this didn't get finished. The only thing I'd say, it's very yellow. works very well for EQ City.
Hmm. I love the symbols on the wall. So cool. So, an amazing concept.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They're even color coordinated too.
Oh, this is really cool. The
Where's the bow?
juices and the the juices in the
Oh,
shelf. That's so sick. I've not seen that.
this is how you would access the upstairs.
Dude, this would be such a crazy restaurant because the first floor
Yeah,
is a lot bigger.
he needs to finish this shit, no doubt. Fuck out of here, pig.
Oh, that's a nice little design with the fence posts next to the bench. It's cool. Oh, that's a sick
Hello.
screenshot. You should sit back down for a
Yeah.
sec.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love the fucking.
That's amazing. I got it.
I love the furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bamboo forest here is so cool. Pretty sure Greg has planted it, and you guys just
Yeah.
kind of carved out stuff in it.
I think with
Or
this one, he planted the or no, actually no. There's no way Gavin or Reloading Gamer planted all this. I think he connected it because Gregus had planted some, but a lot of it was just like a wall of it almost by the water. It didn't go much into Miku City, I don't think.
oh god, there's a creeper.
I guess we can look at Gregus's house. It's pretty close to this.
Yeah, it's right here. Oh god, that hurt. Yeah, this is Gregus's house. It was pretty fucked up by the event as well. A bunch of books in here.
Didn't he like use like a tutorial to use this, but like made it his own?
I think so? Pretty sure. Ow. I know it took him a long fucking time to build this. There's a lot of resources dedicated to it. I'm just dying.
And then Earl
Don't mind me.
is still up here. Is still up here.
Oh yeah, Earl.
So I was gonna breed his 2 villagers and restart and make the population of Miki City, but
Gotta go up and see Earl. I'm sure that there's a stream that exists. You can go back and see this place when it was in its actual existence in prime.
you know what's weird? I have a
There he is,
recording
Earl.
of spawning in here, which is really fucking weird.
Oh yeah.
I like use his bed. I think I was to sleep at some point, and then I ended up dying, so I spawned here. So I was looking at that footage the other day, and I don't know why, but he's never once attempted to go downstairs. He's always internally up here, so it's kind of cool.
He just refused to leave, and that's a part of the reason he just was trapped up there. So, kind of makes sense. He's just refused to leave. This part, if you look at it from here, it looks like it's not even destroyed
Yeah,
at all.
you can get the vision of it, but
Yeah.
as well as I think as simple as it was, I think this is one of
Potatoes.
my favorite things that he built in Miku City was this fucking bee farm. It was so damn pretty when the bees would fly over it and
That
pollinate.
little axolotl pond right here.
I guess I have possession of those. I guess I'm not sad about that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really, really pretty.
Yep, and it's very functional, which is kind of crazy.
I'd always have Vicians still in my fucking honey.
Maybe.
That was the one.
It's like the only place on the whole to get honey was right here.
Absolutely amazing.
Got anywhere else a tour of Miku City?
That's what I was thinking. Oh yeah, this little thing right here I hadn't explained. It's very small, but this is a little wheat farm made by the Archer. I think he actually did really good with it.
Yeah, this is cool. It's a proper nice Japanese build here.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it. I don't know why he never built more here, but this is also could be a really cool farm to have a bunker under it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think to my knowledge. Oh, I guess I should explain this. These horses aren't the horses that survived. These are horses that Reloading a Gamer brought over to make a horse jousting area, and he never did. So these horses have a use for him. They just haven't got used yet.
Ah, that's good to know.
Oh, and then this little bench area right here was just very simple. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I had sat down with the command members, and I think we had discussed the underworld. I can't remember exactly what it happened
Oh,
here, but
the splitting the terms, yeah, the loot and stuff.
or no, because we sat here before we fought the underworld.
Oh,
It was like we talked about basically. I remember Night Witch. I don't remember the character. I remember she asked me like what I know about the
it might
underworld.
have been a council stuff.
Maybe I don't know. But I remember at some point I built this and I sat down with Amphibians and talked, and you streamed it, and I have a video of it. So it was an important moment at one point here. So, and then this as well, I believe, was made by you probably, or
Yeah,
Night Witch maybe.
yeah, Night Witch made it for Gregus. It was our auto fisher setup for Gregus.
So only one in Terian territory.
Yeah, we try to set one up for every Amphibian.
And then there's a
Oh,
villager in
there's a
here.
villager.
Nothing any importance, but this is a bad idea to come in here. He's definitely gonna get out.
Yeah, he's gonna wanna fucking escape. Oh god, he's escaping!
Oh, well, there is a villager forever now in Miku City. We'll see how long he goes. What's your bet?
He'll disappear very soon.
Yeah, we'll just let him run, I guess. We'll let him be free. That'll be funny to see where he goes to, though. Yeah, someone's definitely got to name him. He's been in there forever, too. Like, he was in there before I had Miku City in my possession. Like, I've never seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'd seen these as well. And I was like, should I get rid of these? And I was like, I don't know. These are just there for humanity, I guess, now. I want to add something out to it. Another one.
That'd be good.
It just, I don't know
Is there
really how we
anything-
got it that high.
I just placed fence posts and broke them, I think.
Oh, you did
Or,
it?
I don't know. Yeah. Because it was funny just to be like, Greg, look on the pine trees, and just have another thing up there. Is there anything else around the Miku region?
Kind of. There's that bridge that the Amphibians know quite well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you go along the coast here, you'll see a fishing hut, which we'll get to. It'll be tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, there's a Terra Tower.
Oh, there's a Terra Tower right here. I'll meet you here.
At the Terra Tower?
Yeah. You can see Amp's car from it. Think it'll be good next thing.
Have you ever read that book?
I think so. I think High Command came over here. I don't think it was on stream, but right after it was placed, I think High Command came over here and assessed it.
I'm actually surprised this hasn't got touched. The command. Did they ever think about it?
I can't tell. I'm not amphibian. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, actually, it did actually get touched. I was up here doing research, and a creeper walked up and fucking exploded. That's why there's cobblestone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I
Hmm.
remember it being destroyed when I came up here. It's like,
Okay.
what the fuck?
And then there was a golden apple, how there usually is. I think this is the fourth one, off the top of my memory.
I'll give a stream a chance to read this. Yep, this mentions the sign and the confrontation between the Amphissian and the high priest and the prophet about the destruction at Terra Point. And this was during the time of Alethkar being destroyed. Yeah. But trusting them unfinished. That's a really cool book. That might be one of the best ones yet.
There's probably the longest book written by Terian ever. It is 14 pages, and the first three
Oh.
pages are empty, and they pick up in the Terra Tower that was made by the Archer that we read. So there's 11 pages basically that will explain the entire Miku City area, or not entire, but there's a lot with the Miku City. So as I've been building the Terra Towers, they've been getting a lot more grasp on what they're talking about.
Hmm.
But
And I guess we have this stuff right here, which would be
mm-hmm.
once
So
over.
I guess yeah, we can look at the bridge first. I basically the premise of this bridge was I wanted to stream Minecraft, so I streamed me making this entire bridge. This was built entirely on stream, and then like 2 weeks later destroyed.
Destroyed on stream,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
fair.
fair, yeah. That's kind of cool that it was built and destroyed on stream. And I just left the sign here because it tells exactly what happened, what you need to know. Which it's still kind of
I changed the
accessible, funny
signs.
enough.
Did you see that I changed the signs?
No, what do you? Because your friends will no longer in Fisher territory, Hell and Fisher. What did it originally say?
It was something about like Lord Terra, but I remember
Okay,
specifically changing
I thought
them
I said something about Hell and Fisher as well. When did you change it?
when I destroyed the bridge as Alpine and burned down half the forest.
Oh, okay. So what was the original sign here?
I don't really remember, to be
Okay, because
honest,
I
but it
didn't
was
remember
something
there
about
was
Lord
even.
Terra.
I didn't even remember there was one. Okay. See, I'm pretty sure I've read that before. But yeah. Anyway, the bridge is still somewhat accessible, and I didn't even make it to like fully step on toes because we were at a very peaceful time at that point. I just like I don't know. It was a very cool place to build a bridge, man. You know.
I agree. It was a cool place to build a bridge. It was also really cool one to destroy.
I bet it was. Because that's actually one of the first things that was really destroyed of the Terrians. Besides, I've only had two things really destroyed: Terraform and this, basically. So,
Uh-huh.
and then we can basically, this forest was. So I made
It
a
was all
oak.
the way to that bridge,
Hmm.
and yeah, you could see on the stream I burnt it down all the way to here. So I think probably about a third of the forest I burnt
Uh,
down during that day.
that's like yeah, probably
It's a
like a
pretty good
fourth
chunk.
maybe. Yeah, there's still a decent amount because a lot of it goes up past the church too. Which I think there's a church up here, right?
I don't actually think I do.
Yeah, so I don't think you explored all the forest. The forest goes on huge. Yeah, there's a church.
Oh, this is really cool, actually. I'm also on the last page. Seems to be a bug, because I've definitely not read this book.
I think it's someone's read it, basically, is how it works. Especially in a lectern. Because, yeah, this church was built here before the bridge, I think, around the same time. I built the
Huh.
church, and then it is the inspiration behind the church is a gingerbread house that I made. It has
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so it has a green roof, That's kind of what the olive trees are. Lord Terror told me to use green stained glass, and I just couldn't fucking make it work. You know, it just didn't work as well as the actual gingerbread house did. But I tried my best to replicate it, and Lord Terror was happy with my church, and he blessed an olive forest around it. Basically, is the lore. So this forest came from
Gotcha.
Lord Terror, and then
And then Alpine scorched 1/4 of
and then
it.
yeah, if you come down here, you can leave a prayer to Lord Terror. Basically,
Oh yeah, let me come see that.
very small, but because yeah, I assumed you didn't touch the church because it was a church, and that's why you just blew up the bridge. And then there's a
No, I didn't
book right
actually know
here.
about this.
I think it's actually him telling me.
Yeah, to be honest, if Alpine knew about this, he probably would have scorched this place too.
Yeah, I actually would have reacted then, dude.
It would have been an interesting timeline that we just didn't get. Because Alpine died in the nether. Thriving, staying peaceful. That's pretty rad. Back. Sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a lot better with my book writing skills. Just being able to like,
Yeah, it's a learning process for sure. It's a part of the deal, no doubt.
because as well as I don't want to make them too long, but damn, sometimes there's been so much shit happening where like I don't want to live out a giant detail, but I also don't want to write 4 books about it, you know?
Yeah. Where is our next area you think
So
we're gonna
that's kind of what
hit?
I'm thinking. Okay, so we're
Cobble
basically.
Coast, maybe?
I was thinking we could save that for last. We could go to Cobble Coast. I'm not opposed to it.
Well, I thought you were gonna say
Um,
Stone Age Village for last.
yeah, I could probably do that. We could go to Cobble Coast. So that will be the next civilization we go to. There is a Terror Tower kind of near that we'll head to. Now we
That's
fucking
great.
can't. It's basically that.
I think we'll take a short break.
Yeah,
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
yeah.
it's right here between Amthkar and Cobble
Yeah,
Coast.
and it's kind of next to. It's in line of Phosphor too, so it's kind of in between
Yeah,
all 3 of the
all three of them.
empires. That's
Yeah.
the thought process. That was also
Okay.
built in the last week, and that does have a book in it. So
I'm going to be right back real quick.
but yeah, this is the one of the most recent ones. It's the second to most recent one. The most recent one is the one by the fortress.
Take a look at this book here. Very nice, very nice.
And I guess Cobble Coast. I guess you want to. I'll meet you at that like oak tree, the big one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Dude,
Right over here.
I think that tree is one of my favorite trees I've made.
Yeah, I like the way the lips, the drip, I'm a retard moment. The fucking the leaves look.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ! I had
I
a fucking aneurysm on stream.
I was going for the weeping willow kind of look. Also, the roots
Sweet.
too. I think is definitely something I'll start adding more.
Yeah, roots can make a fucking tree.
It just pops so much more than my other ones. I think. Yeah, I'm finally learning how to make like a good solid tree like that. And yeah, so this area is pretty bare, but I want it all to be covered in houses and structures for Cobble Coast, basically. So this house is pretty lonesome, but there will be many houses next to it soon. So yeah.
Cobble Coast, obviously, it's been quite the historical site for the realm. There's been many conflicts over it. There was the Terian and Amphician conflict over it. There was the Underworld and Terian Amphician conflict. It's come up time and time again. It's a pretty important place. Its ownership has changed hands a couple of times.
Just for brief moments, though, real like long term, it's always been a Terra Amphibian, I think is the best way to describe it. And there's
Hmm.
also little plants over here as well. I have a tomato farm, so there's gonna be lots of farms and shit
Oh.
around Cobble Coast. Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually, how the farms look. I think. Um, and then this is kind of always an idea I've had since we made the name, but the coast has officially
The
started
actual
becoming
Cobble
cobble.
Coast.
It is Cobble Coast, and it
Yeah,
goes around. All it has taken me so long, but it goes all the way around.
that's pretty fucking cool. I did see that this was added. I was like, oh man, the Cobble Coast is Cobble finally. That is crazy. I
So I
love it
don't,
though. It looks
yeah,
great.
right. I don't fully know what the lore behind this is. If Lord Terra's making the coast change, or if I'm changing it as the prophet, I don't really know. But it's basically just been a thing I've been working on, and it's been taking me quite some time. Um, as well
Oh
as
yeah,
these
there's a
trees look a bit
huge.
burnt, so they might be Amphicians.
We chopped them down actually,
Okay. I just got
and
the
that's why we left
stumps.
the stumps. Yeah, that's why we left the stumps as a message that we chopped them down.
Okay. When was that?
That was a while ago actually. That was before we owned Isolation Isle for sure.
Well, actually, there is something a little small over here that I want to show. It's not much that we've done, but I believe you might have a story about it. I was changing the coast and I found this.
Yeah,
So I imagine this was Amphicians.
it was one of our first. It was the first like outpost we had against. Like this is where we were respawning during the Cobble Coast War. It was one of our respawn points.
It's actually kind of funny that I ended up finding that because I would have found that randomly, you know. So that's kind of actually sick. Um,
Yep.
but
We even used it. I think it might have even been used during the Underworld conflict. Really weird, but
weird.
yeah. Little tiny amphibian outpost right on the edge of Cobble Coast. You can go back on those streams, see how it exactly was used, but it's definitely come back up.
So yeah, as you see, the coast is like goes all the way. It goes everywhere. You know, it's gonna eventually wrap back around this way, and it's going to connect to Instinct's Terra Post number 2, which I believe General Skulk had his way with it, and that's why it looks the way it does.
Yeah, General Skulk did come over here and fuck it up a little bit, I remember.
So
He
yeah,
did that and he went and fucked up Isolation Isle, which was owned by High Command at the time. And still is. Yes.
and then Instinct just said these two spawned in here, so he made a fence around them. So that's kind of cool.
It is cool.
It is a nice little, just nice little post area, and I believe. Did you read this
The
the first
General
time?
Skulk. What?
Did you read the Lectern the first time? I doubt it, because you're General Skulk.
I don't. Yeah, I
You're in that war
definitely did
zone.
not. Oh, yeah, that's really cool.
So the entire
Yeah, I
there's only two
definitely
of
did
them,
not read that.
but the entire premise of them is basically just a little terra. It's just a little post where you can get your resources and group up basically. And I think you did really
Hmm.
fucking good with it. I think it's really damn dope.
Yeah, this is really cool. The damn shame General Skulk came in here and fucked it up. It was really fun, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this was
But
look great. I really like the palette of it.
yeah, the palette looked really good. Birchwood is such a weird wood to use.
Yeah, birch is very specific, but I feel like when it works damn good.
So one of the things as well with Cobble Coast is I want it to be probably one of the most civilized areas ever. I want many homes in it, like crazy amount of homes. So this is just another little home. This is, I think, the most recent home that I made like 2 nights ago. Usually what I'll do is I'll just be like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. I'm going to build a cobble coast home. I built a cobble coast home. I go to sleep, basically. So I'm just trying to get them.
Mm.
I want fuck tons of them. So we have, obviously you see plains area. So that's kind of going to be the building palette for that. And then it turns into sand. So you can kind of see the building palette for this. It crosses 3 different biomes in total. So it's this in the second biome right now, where I want more homes here, more builds, but you kind of get the idea. And then this was...
This was used a lot during the war.
Yeah, this has crazy
Underworld
history.
War.
And the First War, too.
Yeah.
I believe this is where Instinct's dogs died at. So, I think
Yeah.
that's why
the
it's
Great
exploded.
Dog Massacre took place.
So, and then it wasn't initially tough as the roof. I believe it was cobblestone, or I think it was actually andesite originally. And then the underworld made it tough, and we just haven't changed it. I don't think we will. It's kind of just memory that it was.
Yeah. A couple of things were pretty fundamentally changed by the underworld here that still remain.
And then this is just this. I initially built in the first war. I just kind of wanted to build here. I hadn't really experimented with churches yet, and this is kind of what it was going to be, was a church. And I don't know. I just didn't really like the way that it turned out, but it was going to be too pain in the ass to break. So I just kind of left it. And for a long time, there was a sign that said like Terians and Officians allowed, or something like that. Then the underworld put a sign, and then now the sign's gone. I don't know where it went, so it's just kind of a build. There's not much to it, but it's been here since the first version, the first era of Cobble Coast is how I'll put it.
Yeah, the first iteration of
Also, really like these light posts that turned out.
it. Yeah, those are cool.
And this was a little archer tower in the first era of Cobble Coast, made by the archer. I think as we were waiting for war, probably. That was pretty cool. And then I don't know if you remember, but I don't know quite how to explain it, but there was like Terra and Fisha symbols basically, and they were made by Datra, and this is kind of Cobble Coast's revamp symbol. This is their new symbol.
I see.
So this is the Cobble Coast symbol, basically, kind of how you had your Terra and Fisha ones that you built around here.
Yeah, the tree emphasis. Yeah.
And then this was a fountain as well. The color palette was different, but you can see the underworld had its mark, which it's just kind of been left how it is.
Same with this thing.
Yeah. And then this cow farm isn't going to be here for much longer. It's just here. I want a big farm section, and these are just where I'm keeping the cows from now on. This is the trial chamber shulker box that I had mentioned in the Mesa stream that was taken. It is currently in the second era now, being used as material shulker. And then this is the first, and it was the first home for a long time at Cobble Coast, was this one right here. And it obviously has its underworld touch as well. It's kind of the main central area that's left has the underworld print on it still.
Yeah, wasn't it the cobble hut and then the into the copper hut?
So it's kind of left as the copper hut. There is some blocks that have changed since the underworld, but for the most part, it's still the same. We just couldn't leave the skull in it and whatnot. That was a little bit too far. And obviously, you can kind of see with the way the chests are. This is the main storage of Cobble Coast.
Oh yeah.
Out of bullshit constantly. And then literally has chests. The chest monster's crazy. It's leaking outside of the house because there's not enough room in the house. It's bad. It's bad. A lot of
it's fucking everywhere.
And there's more. These is a little bit more sorted chests of actual blocks. can kind of tell what it's supposed to be. And Cobble Coast looks a lot different from when it first started. It's on a completely different middle number. Like, a lot of the terrain was wiped out and just reformed because this kind of has always been a horse stable, but the terrain used to go up to the second stair. So you didn't need stairs. You would just walk right into it and you're fine. Versus with all the battles and shit that's happened, so much random terrain's been ruined that we had to make a staircase up to the horse farm now. Or the horse stable.
Yeah, especially during the underworld stuff.
Yeah,
There's
because
a
a lot
lot
of it was.
destruction.
So it was kind of, instead of trying to rebuild, we just kind of left it. Now that's kind of why I realized why the coast might be showing as well, is because it's on a different height.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this as well is kind of how I was explaining with Purity Plains. I wanted it to feel very like a city, more of a city than all the other areas, and this is kind of the way to do it, is with shops. So obviously they're not really ever going to get bought from, but I think it's kind of cool just to have here for the Terian people and Amphician people. They have little pairs they can buy. And then
The pear store.
as well as this is just a little boat dock or fishing dock, however you wanted to use it. And then obviously the underworld changed it a bit, but for the most part it's kind of the same how it was with the Terians. And then these trees, they've kind of just been lurking here. They're big ass tall spruce trees, blessed by Lord Terra, and the purpose of it is kind of to like show the light and darkness with everything. Because there's been so much bloodshed, there's been so much darkness here that the purpose is it needs to feel lively. It needs to feel like it's a city. And basically he gave me a challenge to change the way the land perceives Cobble Coast, and that's to way like make it a lot of homes and people want to live here now, versus after the wars they didn't. So it's a lot changed compared to what it was. There's a lot more people and a lot more. It's just more lively than it was. Is the best way I would describe it. And then there is one build here as well that is the natural spawn pillager tower, but it has been changed
So many times.
3 times, 4 times. Because
You've had to remake the tower so many times.
You can see it's not exactly what it was. It is oak, but it still has its underworld touch on it. You can see it still, with the tuff and the I don't know. It's more of a castle-y look. Is kind of what I want it to look like. Because obviously it has a giant forge under it now, so we kind of needed a more castle-y tower. I think the actual pillager tower itself inside is very standard, how it's supposed to be. Besides, there's some supports because all the shit was blown up and whatnot. Also, you can hear pillagers too.
Oh god.
And then this is kind of where we would put our materials in the first battle. Was here a lot of the time. A lot of this is actually Era 1 stuff. Not Era
What's
1
this
stuff.
shield right here? This red shield.
No idea. I think I got it from one of the Amphicians.
Oh.
This chest is like a Cobble Coast Era 1 stuff. And that leather armor actually is my dead horses. So guess I can use that. I didn't realize that the Father Shulk brought it back, but I guess he did. But yeah, I had no idea what that was. Is it a Miku City one? I don't know.
I don't really know what it is either, to be honest. I'm kind of lost too.
Because yeah, I've never made it. Yeah, just some little loot.
But
here.
it does look like an amphibian. I just don't know what the fuck it is, which is weird.
You're right. And then this as well. I can't remember exactly what this was. I think we had spoke about. This is where we spoke about getting loot at with the command. I think actually Alpine sat right across from me, honestly.
Yep. Which is really weird to think about.
Very. See, the Terians do things, man. They make shit happen, okay? But yeah, I really liked how the trees came out. They took so fucking long to do, but And then I guess we can go down into the bottom a little bit. That
Yeah, the
basically,
underworld section.
yeah, is basically still untouched from the Terians. It's mainly just underworld that's done this shit down here. The Terians will use this at some point, but they just haven't yet. And then I guess I can explain this little area inside the staircase. We were like down here. Me and you were right here, and the other two were right here. And I placed lava on him, and then Instinct put water. So that's why there's the obsidian block. That explains that. And then he threw a EFL in and blew himself up, and that's why it's all exploded and shit. And then I placed the wood to make the staircase functionable again. So
Dude, the EFLNs are dangerous.
that's kind of why it looks the way that it looks. And then this right here was just me collecting granite for underworld uses.
I remember that was the height of the underworld's comeback. During that moment, we were like fucking on top of our shit again.
And then this is basically all the underworld doing from here.
The underworld had their whole complex down here and a whole bunch of advanced technology. They could do whatever they pleased here in their trial chamber.
This place was fucking crazy.
They could even get rid of their spawners. Make the trial chamber entirely safe.
Yeah, this place was so wild.
I love this thing. It's so fucking cool.
I liked this room. Very simple, but...
Mm-hmm. But it was quite fun to expand from the trial chamber, Father Skulk's room over here. Loved it in bookcases.
Yeah, I really like how his room came out.
You got General Skulk's room over here with his 2 pet chickens that are still down here. And they had their auto smelters, which were quite nice and built into the wall. I'm not gonna lie, super satisfying.
And then the storage room in here.
Fucking pretty huge. But it was appropriate for what the underworld needed.
I really like how the ceiling came out with all the different ores. So there's actually still quite a bit of the underworld shit down here still. That's not really been touched. But...
Yeah, hanging out in the chest.
And we had plans to make it go up this way. I wanted auto, pumpkin, and melon farms inside this room, but there's redstone.
Yeah, because the chamber generated really fucking weird up here.
Very.
It was like a sliver of it that existed, but just couldn't quite exist.
Because yeah, then it even goes down here as well.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do it.
And we were just gonna keep adding on to the section. But yeah, this trial chamber was really fucking weird.
And then
This was a whole custom room.
I started digging a room, and we found more of the trial chamber. But this is what you did with the room.
Yeah, this section down here next to the abandoned mine shaft, so fucking weird.
Used, which there's actually one part that's so damn cool. It's like a little fish bowl almost. I love the water.
Yeah, there's a whole other section down here. This is so cool.
Yeah, so
I'm so sad this was never used.
Right. So it definitely will be used by the Terians at some point. Like, we have to make this like a forge or something, probably. Especially with Cobble Coast being so active with people, we're going to need a good way to defend it. So, definitely this will be used, but we just need to make the homes and shit first. There's a lot of stuff happening on the realm, so...
Oh, yeah. So I guess we'll come back up here. But yeah, this is going to be a double... This side's even dug out and almost ready, but yeah, this is gonna be a nice farm. It's functional, just like the stuff in the mesa, but it was the underworld that had it. There you go. All collects. You can flip this up, check it out. There it is. It's beautiful. Absolutely fucking superb. I do love the touch of Skulk in here. It really makes it pop for the underworld.
Oh yeah. And there's a mine shaft as well that like cut through it. And we never really
Yeah, the
mess
mine
with.
shaft just kept coming up.
So I believe that's officially like the trial chamber area of the underworld. This is a
Yep.
long ass tunnel that really leads to nothing. There's a whole bunch of turns. It's just nonsense basically.
The underworld likes to build tunnels,
Yeah,
basically.
some cool caves, but that's about it. Nothing that we haven't already seen on this realm tour already. But yeah, it goes down even further to actually where the underworld started under Cobble Coast. It actually didn't start with the trial chamber. That was actually found much later on. First month or so was spent down here.
Yeah,
In the
I'm glad
deep
we
depths of
ended up
hell.
going with that as the
Yeah,
main area.
worked much better than this. Although I really liked this
Yeah.
area down here.
Yeah, this is cool. It just ain't as cool as that.
No.
Yeah, this whole thing was manually skulkified, mainly by him.
Yeah, dude, I wanted. Oh, and the amount of slimes that we had slid out, you don't understand. Like, yeah. Random pathways as well to random nonsense. But
Yep.
this was kind of the main pathway, is where we would branch off rooms. This was made by me. Is enchantment wrong? And then it goes down even farther down to here. This Tinkerer room was also made by me. It's really cool. I really like how this came out. I need to use the terracotta more, for sure. And this room was made by him. This was actually really cool. I like the chiseled tuff. I don't know what that block is, but I like the use of it.
And I got the swirl in the floor.
Yeah,
That was my main thing I had to do for this room. I think it's so cool.
it's nice detail. It was a nice little storage room.
It was our little main operating room until we got that trial chamber.
Then
We had all these other rooms we were gonna do shit with, but we just never did.
And I remember you had dug this as well. I'm gonna make this like an observation room or something.
Yeah.
And then I guess
comes out over here.
there's one thing we'll look at in this cave. It's fucking huge, but a lot of it was untouched.
Oh my god.
A lot of the cave was untouched, just mainly explored and looted. But there was this little bit over here that I was going to do something with, but I never did. So. I don't remember exactly how to get into it. I don't even know if it really had an entrance, so we'll just break our way in. But it is a zombie spawner that didn't really end up working at all. Well, it would have worked, but it just, I don't know. I didn't mine it big enough, I think. I don't really know how to do it, if I'm being honest. But there's this zombie spawner down here, and then if we take this tunnel all the way here, it leads us to another spawner. It leads us to a skeleton spawner. So I figured there'd be some point where I could AFK and have both of them spawn. That's why I never fully finished it, and I dug it in a way I did. Is because I wanted somewhere I could lay, and it would spawn both of them. Which I actually do believe it's possible. I'm just not the person to do it. but definitely think it would be really cool if you had both of them like fall into the same like a hole next to each other, basically a zombie or
Yeah.
skeleton. It could be so fucking sick.
Yeah, and that would be a lot of fucking XP. That'd be crazy.
So it'd be really cool to do, but I don't know. Maybe if the Terians want to venture out and do it, but so we kind of had our main pathway up there that we had showed, and then down here there was some stuff. There's a mysterious thing that won't be talked about in this location. And then there's some chests just full of nonsense, really. This is just kind of where you would gain materials at. There wasn't much really to do.
It was like before I set up that room. This is where we kept shit. And we kind of kept shit in after, too.
So yeah. You get the idea of what was supposed to be down here. And then actually I've been thinking about stopping this water so we can actually just take it up to the surface real quick. So it'll actually give us a use. There'll be little side parts that you can swim up and you won't drown if you just look out for them. Just little air pockets. And then if you get in the swimming animation as well. There's an air pocket right here. And it takes us right up here. Next into Cobble Coast. Right into, I think actually the home that I built last night was this. Fuck, we can't sleep, but.
God damn it!
During daytime. So, it's a nice little cool house, I think. It's a nice one. And then we'll
Yeah, this is cool.
look at this as well. This is just the little home. I want the homes to have good interiors, and then as well as there's two people, there are two religions that live here, is the way to phrase it, and that's Terians and Amphicians. So I want it to feel that way because this is a realm tour, so I'll kind of reveal some up and coming plans maybe. I really want to elect like a Terian or an Amphician mayor here. And then basically whoever wins will kind of change it will be more Amphician if you have an Amphician mayor, or it'll be more Terian if you have a Terian mayor. So kind of that'll change like banners or symbols or shit like that. But nonetheless, there'll always be Terians and Amphicians here. So this is kind of like an Amphician little hut is what this is supposed to be. It's on the water. It's a nice little, there's fish and shit. It's an Amphician hut basically.
Hmm.
And then
I like it. It's on an island too.
And it has a nice little wheat farm out the back of it, so which is custom made the island completely. So and the coast is even with inside of the city, it's like cobble. And then there's just a nice little home here with some rye in the farm. This is how I make like my pasta and shit. I just come here and then turn it into pasta flour.
Oh.
So I have like a bunch of farms all over my empire to go around to get my food. So that olive forest is how I get my oil. So, and then there's, I want home. Oh, I guess this is like a era 1 thing of Cobble Coast. This little hut. It's been here quite some time. And there used to be a big ass tree here. And then it was like made with skulk. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's completely different. It's like completely regrown from Lord Terra.
Was this really here in the first era?
Not first era, but the first era of Cobble Coast is what I mean.
Oh, okay,
So like,
gotcha.
yeah. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Basically, before the first war of Cobble Coast, because it had so many different versions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is just a nice little Terian home, basically.
Huh.
I want the homes to be like very unique, and you can see testing different stuff out for him. And I think that's kind of the Terian way to build as well, is it's kind of just throwing the materials we have together and making a home out of it. It's kind of what the Terians have always done.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's always made out of wood or like brick or something. Something very easy to get. And this is like probably one of the, because I want all different kinds of homes here. Like I want, this isn't even close to the amount of homes I want, but this is one of the bigger ones.
Oh, I like this.
Cool. And then after I made the home, I walked in and there was this guy. So I was like, what the fuck? So I engaged him because why not? And you don't see it, but he's not facing. He has a bow.
Oh, he's a bow too. He's a LARPing zombie who's pretending to be a skeleton.
Right?
That's so funny.
It's a transgender in Minecraft. Come on now. It's just wild. So I decided, fuck it, I have to keep him here now. If he really wants to be here, then fine. And it's actually amazing because you can still sleep in this bed. He's far enough away, you can still use this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a weird sight. This fucking
Right?
fake skeleton.
And then nice little just furnace area, basically. So I want all different kinds of shit. I want a whole giant civilization here. And then this is just a Cobble Coast mine. It says it with the tools if you hover over it.
I like that.
This was here.
Yeah,
This was put up
okay.
here recently, but lore-wise, it's always been here. Is like they kind of need a. They need a place to mine each civilization at the start. Is my thinking. So sometimes they're built later, but lore-wise, they're kind of. This is where they gained their resources for the battle. Is kind of my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a nice little fountain out this way. And then a nice little tree as well with Cobble Coast. Because sometimes the cobble will kind of infect more of the land more than some areas. But this is an
I
up
like
and coming
that.
idea that I have that I really want to make a reality, but it'll take a lot of work. I want a Cobble Coast dock right here, basically. And right here will be where we keep our ships and whatnot, and we'll have a good way onto the dock. And so Cobble Coast has a lot more work to do than what it has right now. I want to make it one of the greatest things ever on the realm.
Mm-hmm.
But and then
Looks like we
there's
got a Terra Tower.
there's a Terra Tower because I want there's nothing here right now, but like Cobble Coast is going to extend out this way. This will still be Cobble Coast. And then this is what I've been working on the last little bit, is if you come down right
Oh.
here, this will be a Cobble Coast, maybe storage system is kind of what I'm thinking. But it's kind of really cool so far. And obviously the ravine was natural spawned. You see the lava being fucked up right now.
Yep. Oh, that's so cool. Make a
Right.
generator out of the fucked up lava.
And then this is where like Terians will have a mass storage of lava here, basically. And this is where shit gets really crazy, is down here. This is what I've been working on the last like 3 days or so. is I want this to be like a secret part of Cabo Coast. I want homes and shit down here, maybe. There's a little storage
Oh.
system right here. Or I'm gonna make a storage system right here, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. And I'll basically kind of close off the mine shaft is what I'm thinking, so it won't be as open, so you won't get lost. But then I'll make 3 big rooms that'll keep like blocks in one, mob drops and farming shit in the other. Like make it all work well, you know. And then up
Uh,
here I have cool plans for this. And this will kind of involve Terians and Amphibians is kind of my thinking.
oh.
I want homes in here. I want a conduit. And imagine Amphibians living in here. A secret little home under the water. I think it
That'd
would
be
be kind of
crazy.
cool.
That would be really cool.
And it's just a nice little fucked up. Like we have so much fucked up terrain on the realm that I want to start
Yeah.
using it. Um, and I think a conduit and like bridges in between it, and I think a whole bunch of cool shit could be done down here. And with Cabo Coast, it kind of works because there's Terians and Amphibians.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my planning for Cabo Coast right now, is I want to make this area down here really cool.
I love the abandoned mine shaft area.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
And then there will be Cobble Coast homes out here, so that'll be the third biome. It'll go from a spruce biome to the little bit of sand to the plains, and
Ah.
it'll basically take this up this entire island, the hope for Cobble Coast, and basically kind of end at this terror tower is kind of the thinking. And this terror tower is the longest book that I was talking about, so.
Okay, cool. I'll give a little bit of that a read. Sweet.
So it kind of wraps
Yeah,
up
that was pretty cool.
3, and I want to add dates to everything, and it's really cool with your streams that we can add like the date you started building the wall and shit like that.
Yeah, we can get so specific with it. Like this terror tower too, very nice spruce terror tower.
So yeah, that was basically Cobble Coast. I have a lot of plans for it, but as of now, it's just that main little area over there with a lot of homes. I think currently 10 or 11 homes as of current, and I want many more. So, and then it kind of, I don't remember exactly what this was, but it's always been a pond I've crossed. And then at one of the times during the coast of or in one of the first wars of Cobble Coast, some amphibian put cobblestone here and made like some pathways. I'm assuming it was Gregus for his horse. Um, and then
Oh yeah.
I ended up making a stone, like actual stones to jump on. So I feel like the stones are kind of a cooler way to do it than a bridge right there. But um, and then it connects to the first Terra post. Yeah, I really like this Terra post. It's pretty cool, and it was in just such traveled spot of all the empires. Um, Kind of what people would use to get over from Stone Age Village to Cobble Coast was always this area. So,
Yeah.
and then there actually was diamond armor here on this stand, and that's actually the armor the underworld stole, and then he got a kill, and it turned the entire like way of the war for a little bit when I stole this armor. Um, so yeah, I felt a bit bad because it was made by the prophet, but the underworld used it. But if you like look in these chests as well, it's a nice little just food like storage area basically.
hmm
So the loot was taken
Start
obviously,
of a
but
mine.
I was headed over this way and I was shot by a skeleton with this fucking bow, and I want you to take a look at that. It was just a normal skeleton that shot me.
You just had that shit on him.
Yeah, I got hit by a skeleton and got on fire. I was like, what the fuck? Um, so I figured I would just put it in this armor stand for now. But I figured I would just share that.
Shit, that's
Um,
pretty rad.
and then just a nice little green apple forest around it just to pick apples just in case you need a little bit more food before war. Um, oh, there's also one city that we can look at called Earth Village. We haven't shown that off, and I don't think we should
Yep.
show that off before Stone Age Village because of how much the difference in what's in it. So I think what we'll kind of do is kind of go out of the way for a little bit to avoid Stone Age Village and wrap into it.
Yeah.
Or we can go to Earth Village, then the Archer Village, and then look at Stone Age Village from the Archer Village. Like coming in that way. That makes sense.
hmm
This is the most recent built one. Oh, there's actually a Terror tent that we didn't show off that's not numbered. It's in the Miku Glow Forest, but you get the idea. It's a tent with a campfire. There's not much special. Yeah, this is the most recent one. This was for the chat because there's a lot of shit will explain what we've been like looking at because I have a Terian library and I know you've been reading books. I don't know if you want to read every single one in that. It's fully up to you, but there's a
I will. I
lot
don't
of them.
care.
So you'll be reading a lot. So it's up to you. But
I'll show them all on the stream. I don't care.
and then Water City's mine, I would say, yeah. So I should show that off.
Yes. At this point, it is. Yes.
Because I've never really built anything in it besides a pathway. And that's one of the things that not obviously it's not shown in the realm, it's not done in the realm tour, but I hope soon Lord Terra will kind of give the archer challenges and Water City will become more of like an actual city and not just a hotel.
hmm
Because I think it's one of those things that's like it's been here for so long, it needs something more. It needs an add-on to it, you know.
Oh yeah.
And we've kind of learned how to make cities like cities versus like camps or civilization. Like you kind of get the difference. So I guess yeah, you can explain this big. You can explain the one build or there's actually two builds here. I forgot. There's half of a build of your tower.
Yeah.
And I guess you can explain both of those builds. We can start off with the
Yeah.
bigger
So we'll look
one.
at the hotel first here at Water City. So It was originally built by Night Witch. We have a lovely little guest check-in area. Got the desk up here, waiting for people to be checked in. It's perfect. And you got your kung fu painting here. Very nice. There is a staircase up, which leads you to the next story. You got an open window out here. You can see in the cherry blossom forest. This is one of the rooms over here.
Yeah, dude, I think she cooked so fucking hard with this.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Got another room up here.
Yeah, I'm thinking like something like this needs to be implemented a bit more in civilizations, like hotels. I think it's such a cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the gravel pathway right here was made by me. Kind of just fit
Yep.
the vibe here.
Oh yeah, we added the water too. The water city.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah, this is not natural.
Yeah, I've been harvesting a lot of pink wood here. The pink forest also wasn't natural, you said, right?
Yep. All these cherry trees are created, which is kind of crazy. The whole like Miku forest almost here is pretty much created. There's no natural cherry blossom. So it was quite a bit of saplings. And then over here, the few other things that remain here. Amphissa fountain, or not the Amphissa fountain. It's an Amphissus fountain, but not the same thing. It looks like you might have put an artifact here at some point.
Yeah, or I'd put a relic there, yep.
And then this tower here, which was like one of the first watchtowers the Amphissians built. You can see on a stream, one of the test PvP streams, one of the very first conflicts on the whole realm, it was burnt down. It's just kind of remained ever since. It was really one of the first things destroyed ever during the Second Era.
Yeah, the first, yep. Besides like creeper explosions, basically.
Pretty much, it was the thing that was first destroyed by humans, that was made by humans, which is kind of crazy.
Very indirect too.
Yeah,
didn't
it was
expect
not
it to burn,
intentional.
I don't know, but yeah, I will always remember that. That was such a historic moment.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But yeah, so Water City basically leads in. This was an Amphician territory at one point.
This was the border of our empires right
Mhm.
here. This wall, pretty much. That's what our former
All boiled
borders
down
used
to
to
one
be.
wall. Now it's just an ocean. You can see how times have changed.
Yep.
Because that's kind of what it is now. Is I just don't cross a certain point in the ocean. I'm like, okay. But yeah, this is all where it started basically. So Water City connects right into Earth Village, which these obviously weren't there originally because these are an add-on block, and this is actually the first time I ever fucked with that block was right here, and I kind of made the tower look worse, and I was gonna destroy it, but I've just left it because I don't know. I feel like shit like that where I'm just testing out blocks doesn't look very good, but it should still be here for the memory. So these are basically the first. After I got home from the way home to Terian Prophet, this was the first time I ever really messed with add-ons. And I came to Earth Village just to spice a few things up. So obviously, not exactly how it was, but you get the idea.
On the first couple of conflicts, that tower was pretty important.
Yeah, that was my main building, basically, that I would go to.
I remember we kept switching who would have it, and it was like,
Uh-huh.
it was like, ooh, who could take the tower now?
And then this was I think a task or something from Lord Terra, and Archer made a little well thing. Which actually a pretty cool concept that I should probably build more of. And then there's the one and only home here. This is basically what I would use to respawn in the first conflict, was this home right here. And I remember Me and Spiffy Gore had a few engages in this house a lot.
Yeah.
So I roughed it up and tried to make it look a bit damaged because people had fought in it. So kind of made sense. I felt like.
Yeah, this is cool. I like it.
Yeah, I showed a little bit of the roof, even though there was no fire involved. I don't really know the thinking of that one, but I guess just it becoming old, I guess, is the idea. And then this is actually we'll sleep real quick. You can go ahead and explain that little build over there if you remember it with the chest. That is the trading area right there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, was going to be originally a trading hall where the Amphicians and the Terians were gonna trade wool with each other, or what was it? It was wool for something,
Wool and
or we were gonna
salmon.
do banners for you.
We did use this. I had
It was for
wool and
wool.
sand.
Yeah.
I think you were giving me wool and I was giving you sand.
Yeah, that's right. Because I wanted sand for my temple project.
So yeah, it's just a nice little random strange building, but color palette is a bit weird for this city. You can kind of tell, but I think it worked. And then this is basically the main Earth Village storage right here. We never got any materials here ever. This was a very like a week done thing. Was Earth Village basically took a week and then it was never.
Yeah, Earth Village and Water City, pretty like. Don't get me wrong, the hotel at Water City is pretty cool, but other than that, like stuff, super crazy here.
I really
There's not
like
a whole
this
lot
tower
going on
as well. I think this is one of my
Yeah,
favorite
this is
towers.
cool.
And then I think it's honestly one of my favorite just because of the way you can get onto it and like the leaves. Because I remember I'd fight Spiffy Gore a lot within the trees. I think it worked out pretty well. And then this was actually built. There used to be a creeper explode. It's this fucked up tree right here. I was fighting Spiffy Gore, and there was a creeper that exploded right here and just destroyed him. That's a nice little realm piece of history. This was meant to be a storage, I think. I don't know. This sign might say right here. Okay. Or terrain ahead. So yeah, I don't
It was
know the
for
exact.
this little
But
piece of land there. I remember you telling me that.
and then this right here was made pretty recent in terms of everything around here. This was made like 2 months ago, maybe. But lore-wise, this has always been here. This was here when Earth Village got established because we needed materials, basically. And I will say this mine will come up in lore again. Not very much, but I just needed it to be noted that there is a mine at Earth Village that Terians had mined at. So that's the latest thing built here is this. And then probably the most actual, I guess there's a tower right here as well. A lot of towers in Earth Village. You can tell the idea of it. So it's pretty cool, actually.
Cool crafting tower, yeah.
And then this is probably the main actual build. That was actually built by the archer. I think this one's really cool. Just a nice little horse stable. That the Emperor's horse was in here for a long time after I took him from Miku City. And I've had all kinds of horses in here.
Yeah, it's a good place for a stable.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then I guess I'll show this off now. There's an entrance into it that we can go into later, but I'll just do it now. Shit, that's not the way. Bad idea. There we go. Do it here. So this has been for a long time. There's a mine system that connects down to the prophet's home, basically, and you can go out like this, and you can leave the tree. So obviously you wouldn't enter it the way we entered it, but you get you get the point of it. it's a nice little go to Earth, you go to Stone Age Village to Earth Village underground without being seen. It's the exact same premise of Miku Mines, and they were eventually going to connect up, but they don't. They're about maybe 200 blocks short of connecting up. So it was very close to end up connecting, but I never did because at that time, the 3x3 pickaxe was not a blessing we had.
Right.
So yeah, oh, this way. I believe that is officially Earth Village in all of its entirety. And then we can head over, yeah, we can head over this way and we can look at a cane structure and then we can connect over to the Archer's Village. So we had looked at Kane's first little island over very close to us. And it was very simple. It's basically just a hideout he found and added to it before it was found. This was the very second location he did that with. This one was a lot smaller, just a nice little cave, and he had some slime still bow here, I think, at one point. He just had some shit for the archer to find to continue that story. And it was just a little outpost that was made and never touched again. Figured I'd just show it off. There is a third outpost of canes that I probably won't show off. If we stumble across it, then I'll explain it, but I don't think we will. That's obviously the fortress that we had explored earlier with inside the stream. And then this is the pathway connecting into his actual village. It is called the Village Hidden in the Trees, I believe. Nice little sitting area. And then this is the trail that he named the Sunflower Trail, I believe. So. Yep, the Sunflower Trail right there. And then it connects over. It probably will eventually connect over into this. This was made by Reloading a Gamer. This is another little restaurant thingy.
Oh.
So yeah, this is actually very new. I don't think you've seen
Book.
this.
Lost Apple. Ooh.
So
Nice.
I'm the one. Gavin or Reloading a Gamer supplied it. I'm the one basically supplying it now with the food since I bought the rights to the apple. So it's a nice little cave. I really like it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good place for a restaurant.
And then I believe this is just a little home for the Terian people. Just a nice little fountain. It's a bit fucking weird. I didn't know you can just turn it on and off like that.
It is weird.
And then this is the local church of Lord Terra. It's not really like a typical church because you can't pray in it, but it is pretty cool. I like it. And that book up there is one of the very first ones that Lord Terra, I think the first one that he wrote, actually. I don't know if you've ever read that book before or not. I believe that was the first
I
one.
have not.
No, it's the first Terian book. Is that one right there?
Or Terra Offering Tree.
Excalibur Pond.
Oh, this is a cool view.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool. And then just a fishing hut or a boat area. I'm not really sure. Again, just a little sitting area. And then I believe this right here connects down to his mine, which I don't believe is much of anything special besides a mine. Yeah, it's just nice little light posts everywhere. So for the most of it, it is just a village around it, and then the trees as well, is they're all natural trees. He planted all of them.
Oh.
So it's actually crazy. A lot of trees. And then he has a little egg farm and sheep farm, and then a dripstone farm, which I didn't really even know this was a thing. I didn't know you could farm dripstone, but I guess you can.
I honestly did not know that either.
It grows on the bottom, and then you harvest it on the bottom. It grows because there's
Oh.
water on top, I think is how it works. I'm not really sure. He explains it to me, but it breaks my brain. So, pretty cool. And then just a nice little cactus farm. I can't remember exactly the entire purpose of this, but you like... I want to see if I can figure out how it works, honestly. Oh, I did not do this right. Oh, God. I don't know. It auto breaks the campfire. I don't know why the fuck he built that, honestly, but it auto breaks and then auto harvests. And then he would sell like the charcoal to a villager, I think is what he would do.
Huh. Oh. Huh?
Or maybe it drops you coal and he would sell you the coal. I don't know the exact reason for it, but it's actually the only villager system in the Terian Empire. So.
Hmm.
Very strange.
I
But...
think I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast. Ooh. Ooh.
And he has a nice wheat farm here. Actually, I don't think I've ever been into. That's pretty cool, actually. I really like the block he chose. The granite and something.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah.
And then I don't remember exactly what this was. I just remember Lord Terra built this and put a book here at one point and he read it. So, and then obviously he had built the bridge, the main connecting bridge. Everything here is basically, everything here is built by the archer besides that Lord Terra thing and reloading a gamer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, nice little cool fountain.
That's pretty cool.
And we haven't looked at his main house yet, but I figured I'd save that for last. Yeah, this is like the start of the village hidden in the trees is right here. And then he has his mailbox. So I believe we've basically looked at everything in his village besides his main house.
Alrighty.
Which is this, which I don't think you've actually been in for a while. So.
Not since like the start of the realm.
So all the add-on blocks are new. So I think it'll blow your mind down here, actually. And I think you had seen this prior, but it goes in a lot
Holy
more.
fuck.
Yeah. So, this little room, I'll kind of explain it as it went on. This room right here got invented for one sole purpose. Amphibians walked in his home and they stole his relic. So this used to be a secret room. You would go like here. Oh, he's fixed it now, I guess. You used to be able to break that log right there, and there'd be a lever showing, and then you'd flick it, and then it would open up into this room right here. And he used to have all his relics on this side right here. He had his valuable chest right here. And then just enough time went on that he needed to expand. He got too much relics, too much hidden shit. So I guess he made this not hidden anymore, and he then made it come down here. And this was all hidden.
Holy fuck.
And I was like,
Yeah, this is
dude,
crazy.
this is so cool for it just to be hidden, bro. Like, there's no way.
What's this book? Look at that. Am I good to read that?
Yeah, I think you should be good to read anything in here. There's one book I know you can't read of mine because I wrote it last night and it involves a Sunday, but I'll just take that out of the library and then you can read any book you see fit. So a lot of these books you'll end up seeing at the library, so I don't know if you want to read them now or at the library. It's up to you. So yeah, you can actually use the bed. So if you want, we could sleep in the bed and pass the night. But it doesn't work with the sleep percentage for some reason. But they do work. It's very fucking weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
But yeah, they work as a normal bed most of the time. So I like this is such a cool little room.
This imposter will perish like terror.
So I think it's the book. This book right here is what that was written by Kane, and you can read that if you want.
The McLovin.
Mm-hmm. You just punch it, and then it'll pop out of the item frame.
Oh my god. Fucking put it right back in. Huh.
And this is his tinker area.
Oh.
I think this area down here is so cool.
Good old lava.
He does have a lot of lava, Jesus. And then he gave me permission to show this off. There is another little hidden room.
Ooh.
I don't think this is finished, but this is where he's gonna like keep his relics and his armors and shit, I think.
Oh.
So, Jesus.
This is cool.
So you can see all the relics he has.
Oh. Yeah, because I stole diamonds 9 out of 11.
It's kind of
an visitor here.
Yeah, there's 1 and 2. So.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
First on pickaxe. So I think remotely this is really unfinished, but it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, this is really cool. I'm glad we were able to see this.
Yeah. Because before this entire up section was basically hidden. And I was like, dude, you put so much work into it and it's hidden? Like, damn, dude. Because I feel like this area is so cool up. And like a tinker area, you know, I feel like that should be shown off.
Yeah, that shit's fucking awesome.
So yeah, that's officially his main. Oh, I guess there's the upstairs that you can get onto the balcony. It's not too much special, but should show it off.
It's a nice fireplace. Very cool. I like it.
And then so that's officially his home. And then this is his horse stable. And he has little archery targets as well behind his home. So yeah, I think that's
Did we go into this building over here?
um, which one?
Oh yeah, no, it's a
The
wheat
farm.
farm. Never mind, we went. All right.
So yeah, I think basically now we just have the profits area. There's one more tower of instincts we'll look at, but that's outside of his village. And then this kind of right here, there's not really anything built, but we do kind of have a name for it. It's no man's land. It's the land between the archer's bit and my bit. So it's kind of purposely not done anything with. It's no man's
Gosh,
land.
yeah, except for the dark oak post.
Yep.
Ooh, this is really cool.
Yeah, this is really cool. So it's very inspired off of Gregus's tower.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, this is pretty fucking rad.
You get the view of his village and the view of the village we're about to be heading into. So and now we are officially in Stone Age Village. This is the outskirts of it, and it starts off with a nether turtle or another portal that Lord Terra had blessed us with, and no one's still ever stepped foot inside of it. So I have one, I've just never been in it lore wise. Obviously, I've been in it in the realm tour, but so yeah, that's the nether portal that Lord Terra blessed us with. I think it turned out pretty cool actually.
I know it's this netherite stuff right here.
Yep. So this is a little bit different to how it was. There wasn't deep slate, it was blackstone, but a creeper fucking blew it up, and I don't have nether blocks. So you get the idea of it,
Oh.
basically. And where there's pale oak, it was quartz. I don't have nether items at my disposal. So, but you get the idea of it. But yeah, this was built by Reloading a Gamer, and I have a map of Stone Age Village. Which I don't know if you've ever seen.
Ah.
And then Earth
No, I
Village
have not.
on the side of it too. Kind of cool.
It is cool.
So yeah, I don't think there's actually been very much since the map. I think I planted a few trees, and that's really about it. So, and then this is naturally spawned. So, and then he just named it.
Naturally spawned diamond guy.
Uh-huh.
God
It's
damn.
crazy. You can tell we've been on this realm long enough that we see shit like this. And then employees only. This is basically, I bought the rights to the apple, and I now own this. Basically, I supply it, I do anything, and this is where I cook all my food at. Is this little back room right here, and there's all sorts of shit in the chests. And this is where I make all my food at. I spend a lot of time here. But it was made by Reloading a Gamer. I just have the rights to it. Basically, is the way to think about it. And then there's the fridge system that he has. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
God damn.
And then if we take a walk out this way, we can come over here, and we can enter the deep freezer. And I got a deep freezer. It's just full of random meats and shit.
Oh.
This was made by Reloading a Gamer. So it's pretty damn cool. I really like this. So yeah, that is basically officially the petrified apple. That is the third restaurant and the final one. We've looked at all of them. Or the fourth, I guess, because there's one at Miku City. But yeah, and then there is this little cow farm, which was the second thing I think I ever built here, really. So just a nice, simple cow farm. I like how the building came out. And it was just nice. And I have the bell to like wake them up and shit.
That's important.
And then this little cave, there's the custom cave. No real anything to it. And then just a little nice custom tree that I had built long ago. And then this is the first horse stable inside of Stone Age Village. It just wasn't close enough to my home, so I don't really use it very much. So I built another one closer.
Gotcha.
And then this as well is just a nice little Terian home. People started moving into Stone Age Village kind of right when the Peace Feast happened, kind of. And then I guess we can kind of head out this way. Which actually might have a picture of what this looked like before I terraformed it. I would put that I'll
You
post
post
if
it to the story.
Yeah. I don't know how much you'll be able to tell the difference, but posted that. And that little lava
Okay.
pool that I'm looking at is this one right here. That lava pool in that picture is this one. So it's like on a completely different level than it was and a lot pushed back. But right here is where I'd go for my lava a lot.
Oh, I usually drain that shit.
And then this is on the outskirts of the Stone Age village as well. It is the first Terian church. So, and it has the Archer's Prayer inside of it.
Cool. Love the wind chimes.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Oh.
Not used. And then this is where you would pray to him, basically. It's right here.
The confession room.
And then there's a nice little waiting room right here. So it's basically the first Terian church, and then this was going to be a Terra Tower. It's similar to the one in Miku City, where it's kind of a Terra Tower, just not a book. So
Gotcha.
and then it's next to this giant ass fucking wheat farm that I made quite some time ago.
Oh, the scarecrows. That's
Yeah.
a fine detail.
I really like the bamboo wood for it. fucking absolute so annoying to harvest, so I don't ever really use it. It's more for looks, but. And then I have just a nice little cactus farm because I had searched for thousands and thousands of blocks for cactus. I didn't want to go back to the desert by the mesa, and I just never could find one. So I ended up getting it months after I needed it. But I guess not months after, because I needed it to dye my horse's armor. And then this is just a little home, basically Terian home, just to show that there are people that live in Stone Age Village other than the Prophet. And then this is just a village house with a chest monster outside. I basically worked on this on stream, and I never really worked on it again. Basically, I've always had villagers here since the start. They've always been in like a dirt little thing, so I brought them down here. I was going to make an actual village down here, and I never have finished it.
Gotcha.
You need to stand on top
I
of the
just broke
ladder.
my legs. Broke my fucking legs, man. I did it again.
Here. Come on, and then these are just, this is like a first fountain that we made, really. One of the first things I ever did was this Stone Age Village. And then this is actually where I lived before I had my home.
I'm gonna read. I just found a book over here.
Go for it. I didn't even remember there was
I don't
one.
know. It's for the archer, it seems. Oh, very good. It's an underworld book.
Okay. I didn't even remember that was there. But this is where I first lived before I had a home. This is just a little blacksmith area that I made some chests in, which then I turned into my fishing hut. So.
Gotcha.
And this right here is my little cemetery, which I'm not sure if you've seen or not.
I have not.
So yeah, if we
Get on this other side so I can actually.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I didn't even know you could do that.
What?
Strip the berries off?
Really?
Yeah, I did not know that. Huh. I thought you had to break the whole thing. Oh, okay. Thanks, Amphissa. Anyway. Destiny.
My first horse.
Fred the Happy. What happened to Fred the Happy? Yes, I'm sure there's a story there.
Yeah, there's a story. So I had him. I made a deal for him and everything. Like I paid for him for the netherite, and he was at Mikuska Islands, and he was there for a long time. And I took him from Mikuska. I made a new civilization that you know very well, named Isolation Islands. And
right.
I took the Happy Gast all the way from Miku Sky Islands over to Isolation Islands. And he literally goes slower than you running. I swear to God, he goes slower than you running. And that distance made me want to blow my brains out. But I got him all the way over there. I did my little recording. I got my aerial view. And I started bringing him back. And I was like, well, I'm not going to drive him. I'm just going to, like, walk him with a lead. And obviously he was close to the ground with me walking with a lead. and I looked behind to make sure I was still like he was still there, and there was a creeper in front of me, and he fucking annihilated him, dude. He just
Oh my
destroyed. He
god.
wasn't even that close to him either. So
That
I
sucks.
got my one use out of him, which was the isolation islands, and then I've never had one since besides the mesa. So
Damn.
fucking amazing. They didn't even have a name, so I gave them the name after. Both of my horse and Fred didn't have a name until after they're dead, but all the other
I
ones
see.
did. Or actually, not this.
Joy. How did Joy die to the underworld?
So this was a horse. This actually also didn't have a name. He basically was one of my first horses, and he was at Cabo Coast for so long, and he wasn't used after the first war, and the
Uh-huh.
underworld killed him to show off their blade. I'm pretty sure one of the things.
Oh, I see.
So, and then same thing. Oh, and also I got a book from the underworld saying I killed your horse. Here's the saddle, basically. Um, and then with these are two cats, basically a pair, George and Floyd, the two cats, you know. And they went missing. I never got a confirmation they were dead, but you know, the underworld slayed them the fuck out, basically. So,
Right.
um, I just took, you know, I used common sense and just, oh god, I just assumed that the underworld killed them. So they actually lasted me quite some time though. 2025 to 2026. They were my first
Yeah,
cats.
that's crazy.
So yeah. Um and then I guess we'll kind of show off the bridge. We'll show off the entrance of Stone Age Village. There was a relic under here at one point, but it was still I don't remember what it was, but and then this is basically this is the first bridge in the second era. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just connects everything into Stone Age Village, is kind of the thought. And then I guess we're about to have a whole reading area. So that's the sign to welcome to Stone Age Village. And then it says the Lost Terian Church. So it's like a Terian church, but like people don't pray in it, is the thought. Upstairs. It's just a normal church with leaves in it, basically. And then down here, I'm not sure if you've been here. No, you have, as the historian. You have.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the Terian Library. On the left, you have the books that the Terians wrote. On the right, you have the books that the Terians have received. So there's a lot fewer of the books on the received end. So that's where you could start if you wanted. But kind of how it goes is you see the top left book.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of that's how it goes in date, basically. Is it just
Gotcha.
the second book is after. So that's how all the way this is it's the first row, that's the first books, basically. So
Okay.
you are welcome to read anything you desire.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through all these. I'm probably gonna run to the bathroom after I read this one. Found the Terian Prophets Library. Okay, cool.
The way I would do it is probably just read one, put it back, and then kind of just go.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll start over here, but yeah, I'm gonna run to the bathroom quick before I start this.
So I believe he's going to read all the books. I have written all these books, 90% of them at least. I have showed off a lot of them in my videos on my channel. There's different ways you can find these books. Some of the books will be brought back up into play multiple times, will be shown in multiple videos. So I'm personally not going to read the books for the video because that's going to take so fucking long. But if you want to witness what the book says, then head over to Dacho's channel and click his live tab and his stream called Second Realm Tour number 5, MC Realm 86 is the video you'd want to click on if you want to read every single Terian book. But I personally am not going to show every single one of them right now. I think that kind of fits more with him. It's a good way to have people go to other channels. So if you really want to see it, go to his channel. Is what I'll say. Actually, you know, I said I wouldn't show off the books, but I'll show off the one book that I won't, that I'm not gonna let him read, because this resolved this Sunday, so this is a good time to read it. Dear Champion, it seems as when this was written to me, to the Netherite Champion, by the way. Dear Champion, it seems as when I write to you, it's always about the world ending. First the underworld, and now again the Amphicians. The Terians are all about peace, but can't seem to avoid conflict. It is strange how the land works, isn't it, my friend? But let's get to the real reason you're reading this. Our mutual friend, the historian, was living peacefully at Miku City when the new leader of the Amphicians had sent a new kind of soldier, a cleric guardian. When nobody was watching, they snuck into Miku City and took the historian capture. He is an Amphician, but I will not let an innocent man be taken. I have been growing quite close with him, and I fear for his life. The Amphicians claim they don't want to kill him, but you
Alright.
know just as I, they have too much blood
Oh,
on their hands
fuck.
to let our guard down. I will be starting the mission of getting him back, but I believe he was on Shroom Isle. I know if I go there, I will likely have to fight
Fuck off,
Amphicians.
sweet
I
berries.
have heard a whisper they
Dreams.
went in your dimension and made stronger and more powerful armor than ever worn by Terians. I also know power does not win wars. I know with Lord Terra's blessings I can go in with less gear and still achieve my goals. But going in unprepared is stupid. I have also heard a whisper about the items you call quartz. I have heard that this is the way to sharpen the Terran's cleavers. I do not know much about this quartz, but I know you do. I'm asking you to help us get stronger cleavers before this up and coming Sunday. Please write back soon. Basically.
Okay, that's all our book.
It's kind of like a full circle moment for you to read the Realm Tour book.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Because that's what I started off with my very first video, is that book. But anyhow, I assumed you really like that Prophet book. That's the one I figured you'd probably find the most enjoyment in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't realize there was here. Come on.
They're basically just random replicas. So, kind of my thinking is this is getting way too small and I want to expand it, but I have so much shit on my hands. But this right here is just a little simple. Like, let's say the historian, for example, came here. This is a book he could take with him, kind of thing, because it's a
Oh, okay.
duplicate. But there's no sign that says that anywhere, obviously. So I would need to make that more clear. But yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. I'll fuck with this. It makes me think I need to have more.
Because I think
I
the
don't have
thing
enough.
is it's a realm tour, and I think that also means you should be able to get to know Lord Terra more, and that's the best way to get to know Lord Terra more is reading his direct fucking books, you know. So I think it's a realm tour on all kind of sides of things.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the main things in Stone Age Village, obviously, and then this is a little side thing that I had built and never did much with, but I did a realm story and I really like how it came out. It is the Prophet's Armory. It's obviously not where I'd really stock up on my armor or anything like that, but just where I'd put the armor of my fallen soldiers, basically. Um, so the idea with this was I had Amphicians, and a new group had just came about when I had made this building called the Netherites. And I'd been friendly to them a little bit. They gave me some rose gold items, not these ones, but I kind of put this slot thinking I'd fill it with the Netherites, and I've actually never went to war with them once, which is kind of crazy when I think about it. Um, so yeah, this is just kind of empty and be waiting to be filled right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the Prophet's Armory over there. Then this is just a little farm. This is one of the first farms I had made. And then there was also a pumpkin farm when I first lived here, but then I expanded it within the last week or so. Um, Figured the Prophet should be more of a farmer and getting more shit like that done. And this is the first Terror Tower and the final one we'll look at. Because there's not any over by Amphibian territory. So that will be the basically final Terian book you'll have to read. Is this, and the last tower we'll look at.
Sweet.
We're basically almost officially done with everything that I've built. And then this is a little profit barn thing. It's very strange color palette for the rest of Stone Age Village, but you get the concept of it. There's seeds and shit within these things, and this is where all the Lord Terror shit goes down sometimes. I have a turkey farm as well as of recent.
Oh.
And then this right here is my main horse stable. There's another one on the outskirts of Stone Age Village, but this one's close to my village, so I use it. This is my first and only zombie horse named Corpse. And then this is Mary Jane. This is my first era horse. So yeah, that's basically, we've taken a look at all of my horses now, basically. There's a few that we missed, but they're just in civilizations that we've already looked at. And then I think basically this little station right here will be the final thing we look at before the house. This is where I dye
What
all
about
my...
that? What about the thing on the mountain? I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
yet.
Yeah, good call. We should look at that before. And then this is just where I dye all my horse armor and shit, basically. So we'll be seeing it probably very soon. But as you've noticed with all my horses, they don't wear diamond armor. That's not a thing that like the Terians do, really. Because like the entire thing is we're not striving for power, and that's kind of the way we do that with our horses. Just don't use diamond armor. And the Prophet specifically has green leather dyed armor for his horses. So any horse you see with green leather armor, that is the Prophet's horse specifically. You can put that together. But OJ, during wartime, he will turn red. He will have a red armor on. So we'll be seeing that very soon. And this is where I would dye the armor. This is the station right here.
Gotcha.
And then this was just a first fountain that I had made as well. It is the Fountain of Terra with purified water,
Yeah.
I think is what I called it.
That's why I made the Amphissa fountain right next to it.
Because this fountain was inspired off of an Amphissa fountain. I might even have a picture of it, funny enough, still.
You can see the first ring Amphissa fountain made because you incorporated it.
Yeah, because I felt bad getting rid of everything of it, but it was such like a thing where I was like, I can't keep this.
Oh no, yeah, I expected you to trash most of that.
I guess I don't have a picture of it, but it actually might be in one of your streams. Did you do it on stream?
I didn't do it on stream, but I feel like it probably showed up at some point.
I don't know. It was gone pretty quick.
Yeah, it may not have had a chance to be on stream. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Oh, we also did not go up the
Jungle
tree. Yeah.
That was actually very new as well.
So I guess we'll go up that and then that thing on the mountain.
The stairs are a bit fucked. I don't like this block. They look cool, but they're a bitch to use. So, it doesn't really lead up to anything. Funny story about this. I had planted a jungle tree here, and it was a lot bigger, but it was just in such a better of a placement. It had more branches, and I tried this concept, and I broke one leaf, and then the entire thing just fucking decayed. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I had to replant it, and I just built the staircase up and haven't touched it, so it sits here. So I don't want it to decay, but yeah. Obviously, I could build a custom one, but it wasn't meant to be anything cool besides a cool view of Stone Age Village, basically. Then yeah, the big old tower up here, which this started being built before the Dark Post, the one that Instinct made, and then he just built one, and I was like, okay, fuck. Because I was going to have like one giant one, and I'm like, well, there's two next to each other, so it works, but they were both built at the same time and both kind of inspired off of Gregus's Miku City one.
Gotcha.
That was just such a great placement that we wanted like a good tower. Yeah. But also we didn't want to rip his shit bar for bar. So it's just a nice view
Oh,
of
this
it.
is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has really no purpose. It's just big and mysterious. That's the best way you can put it.
Pretty
It's
much, yeah.
really
I
nothing.
seen the tower, I was like, oh, pretty much.
It's a whole lot of nothing. And I swear to God, there's not like a secret button or anything around here. I just built it and I just felt it was very useless and I got upset, so I just never really did anything with it. The pathway's not even up to it. You can see how much I give a fuck about it.
Okay, I guess that leaves the house.
Yep. The home.
Unless you can think of anything else.
I don't think so. Basically, everything has basically been shown. There's like forests and shit that I've not explained, but they're just saplings planted. There's not much behind it. It's Lord Terra forests, but gameplay was really just planting stuff.
Yeah.
And then I added recently this little fence thing. I'm not the biggest fan of it because I was gonna do it all around the pathway, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that. And it doesn't look bad, but it's just very strange, this little fence thing. But it's been the last like maybe 3 months or so that I had it here. And then here's a little telescope because why not? You can't use it, sadly. That's a missed opportunity. But
Yeah, it is.
and then my mailbox, which I usually keep my book and quills in. And I have went through like genuine 3 or 4 chests full of book and quills this realm. It's fucked.
Oh, wow.
Because all the copies for books too is the real thing. And then originally, I'll kind of explain it how it was timeline wise. Originally, when I made this home, it was a 1-story home. So it just went in here, and it was a two room home, and this was my storage room. And you can see all the decorations that I've added and shit. That is the prophet's wooden pickaxe up there in that item frame. I can't fully remember what's up here. Oh, will be something cool. There's a lot of hidden little shit. And then that's the flippers that I made from the way home and that I used traveling the world with you. So you can kind of see what I did with the first era of having little like wall decorations, and then I kind of added, like lore stuff with it. And then this is the phosphor thingy that he gave me. And this is basically, that's my main storage room right there. Or not storage room, my main valuable chest right here. If you want to take a look. Not much special. And then basically
Gotcha.
in that, oh, by the way, in the library, you read every single book that Terian's ever wrote, besides prayers and tarot towers and churches, which you read on the way. So you basically read every single book I've ever wrote, besides one that I wrote last night. So
Right. Yeah. Okay.
and this
Cool.
enchanted apple is one that I had gotten from the underworld. So there's little relics here and there. And then this little set of diamond tools that I have in my hand right here are the very first enchanted items the prophet ever had. He did not enchant them. He got them from an amphibian that he slayed out on I don't remember. It was on Miku Islands, so I don't think it was a tress. It was the very first time you ever showed up in diamond armor. This is the
I think it was one of
tools.
the first Miku division. Oh.
So these are the tools that I used, and I repaired so fucking long. And I don't think you literally can't really use them anymore, and you can't repair them because of how many times I did.
Wow, that's crazy.
And they're right here. They're just kind of in a chest because I don't think anyone would look at them. But I do plan to like make them relics or make them known or something somehow. So, and then other than that, that's basically the first floor. And then the basement, I had made a video. It was my very first videos that I ever published on my channel called Minecraft Basement Dwelling. And I made a basement in that video. Pretty stupid, but that's what I did. And so I have this all recorded on my channel, me making it. And they're special amphibian books.
I'm reading this right now.
So,
Uh,
kind of the entire purpose of that obviously was to, I made the basement to have more storage because I lived here long enough. I needed more chests. So I went down, and that's the prophet's first food item, which I made a long after, obviously, but it's in the basement. Um, and there's not too much important with this besides I sat down with a historian at one point right here, so that's kind of a little historic moment. And then I made a third floor, and that was my furnace area. That was this room right here, and it served as a furnace room basically. It was really cool, and that was as far as my house went for a long time. And then Lord Terra and Amnesia blessed the world and added more blocks, added a whole lot more shit. So obviously I needed a new room, and this is where this came along. And I think this is my favorite room right here. And then this is my bow that I used from Cobble Coast up until about a month or two ago. Um, so it was like my main bow for like majority of everything, and it is now too expensive to repair.
oh,
Um, so yeah, it's officially retired, and now I have the Terian Truth. I think I made a round post about it. So, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
it leads into my modded room basically, and I really love the color palette for this.
Oh, yeah, this is cool.
It's just so many blocks thrown together, but I think it like works so well. But this is where I started fucking around with Tinker Construct, which is in this little basement right here. I think this is one of my favorite houses I've ever made. Like it's just such a nice structure to it.
Yeah, it's got good layers.
Mm-hmm. See all that. And then you had mentioned, or not mentioned, but you had read a book that was talking about giving me Lord Terra armor, and this is what it will look like. It is not fully finished, but it's a little
Gotcha.
sneak peek.
That is exciting.
So yeah, this chest that I'm in is kind of just like my random junk chest down here with the add-on blocks. So, and then I have one more room that I have, or two more rooms actually. So this set of armor right here and this barrel is for this Sunday. So that's kind of what I'm preparing. That's probably not something you should fully look at, yeah, but you get the
I
concept.
I just did a quick peek in and didn't pay attention.
It's mainly not. It's not the shit that I'm gonna take in immediately, but it's like my backup gear. You know, you have it too.
Hmm.
And then here's my main tinker area, my smelting area, my very first one I've ever made, and my very first one. Um, and then I have a little lava thing down here. So,
Lava
and then
generator. Very nice.
I originally wasn't going to show this off because it would kind of break the lore, but we've broken the lore this entire series, I feel like. So I will show it off. But if you come right here, you can have a little redstone room. You flip the lever and then come into the house. And this room isn't very decked out or anything, but I just really like the way you get into it and the location. In the room that we are just in, there's a secret little room,
Oh.
and it is with all my characters, basically.
Oh, your
So,
character swapping room.
yep, and I have my one and only ender chest that is black magic Tatarians that I refused, I wouldn't use, but here I am using it. But, you know, outside of the lore, basically this little room, and I don't think you'll ever use this, so I just wanted to show it off.
Right. No,
Um,
that's cool. I like seeing that.
I think it's really cool because I don't think you'd ever expect a hidden room inside of just like this house. I don't think,
Hmm.
but it works. And then, and I built this as well. That's the only redstone door that we've shown off this entire time that I built. So I was like, damn, it's a redstone door. I'm pretty happy with it, and it works. Okay, so
Fuck yeah.
I believe other than some mine tunnels and some random bullshit like that, we have officially looked at everything I've done on this world that has spanned like 2.5 years, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
there's like a couple of your stuff that is owned by me, but stuff
oh yeah, that
most of the
stuff.
stuff most of the stuff you took from me. I don't have a whole lot of area from you. Mostly just isolation.
And then there is one
That's
area
him.
too that I'll mention. I guess it was in the first era, and I don't even know where it was. I think it was a few thousand blocks away from the iron farm, and it I was going to make a coliseum there, and me and Instinct spent a long time flattening out the area, and then we never built anything there. So it's thousands of blocks out of the way just for a little terraformed area that I didn't feel the need to
Uh,
show off. But that is
right.
basically, I think, and I remember us building some walls there. I can't remember if we built them or if we destroyed them or not, but nonetheless, like nothing important to show off. So I basically showed off 99.99% of what I've done on this 2.5 year world on this series.
Uh, okay. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode. We'll come back tomorrow and hit the Odyssey and stuff, and that should be it for the realm tour this time around. It's been a long time going. I don't even know how long these streams are gonna total up. Probably like fucking a half day or some crazy shit. But yeah, just fucking looking at shit. Kind of crazy. Anyway, thanks for joining us stream. We're almost there. One more to go.